You are watching the Washington Commanders Reports live watch party of the final preseason game for the Washington Commanders of the year between the Washington Commanders and the Baltimore Ravens. I'm your host, Jack Sperry. Our show, as always, is presented by PrizePicks. The preseason's almost over, my friends, and the regular season is almost upon us, but we do have one more preseason game to get through here. The Washington Commanders will have numerous players not playing in this one. Over 40 Commanders will not be suited up for tonight's game, so it seems like we will see quite a bit of the Sam Hartmans and the Ethan Kaliakmanises and the rookies of the world on this Commanders roster here this evening versus the Baltimore Ravens at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Now, before we get into the rest of our pregame coverage here today, we got about 30 minutes to go until we kick things off there in Baltimore. I want to see who the real ones are there in the comment section. Type those real ones in all caps in the chat room right now. If you're here to start the show with us, we got about 100 people watching live right now. So spam those me's right now or type those real ones if you are here at the top of the show. I see Kim Warren is here. Jasmine Gray is here. Christopher Domingo is here. We've got Nathan Petrie. We've got Rope Gun PMAC. We've got Silky. We got my lovely wife, Cassie Sperry, here as always. Everyone say hi to Cassie. We got Tyler. We got End of Days. We've got Patman013. We've got Gerald. We've got W. Gold. We've got Mark Barron. We've got Tammy Pierce, Mikey Marvels, Malik the Great is here, Dennis Brown. Got a good crew of Commanders fans ready to get things going here on this week's watch party. And coming up here, guys, we've got more pre-game coverage for you guys before the final preseason game for your Washington Commanders this evening. And we'll also take your questions. So make sure you guys get your super chats in there. If you got any questions before we kick things off there in Maryland this evening, make sure you guys get those super chats in. We'll be happy to answer any and all questions surrounding the Washington Commanders before the ball kicks off tonight. But before we get into the rest of our pregame coverage here, guys, want to tell you about our presenting sponsor on tonight's watch party, which is PrizePicks, America's #1 sports picks app. Preseason football is now here, and there isn't a better place to cash in on your football takes this season than with our friends at PrizePicks. The app is really easy to use, guys. You just pick more than or less than on a few player stat projections and then lock in your lineup. And for tonight's PrizePicks lineup, Ponzi and I are taking the more on Ethan Kaliakmanises passing yards, currently set at 114.5. We're taking the more on field goals made for Drew Stevens, and then the less on field goals made for Tyler Loop. This particular projection can win us as much as $76 if we can get all three of these projections correct. But because this is a flex lineup, even if we only get 2 out of the 3 correct tonight, we can still walk away with some money from our friends at PrizePicks. And best of all, guys, PrizePicks just switched their offer for you right in time for the start of football's regular season. All you have to do is play your first $5 with code HMA, and if you win that lineup, you get $150 in additional lineups. Because of this new offer, there's not a better time to join than right now, right before the start of football season, so lock in and win that first lineup today. One more time, that's code HMA at sign up to get $150 in bonus lineups if you win your first $5 lineup. Click the link in the comments and description to download the app today. As always, play responsibly, and a big thank you to PrizePicks for sponsoring us here at the Commanders Report. All right, guys, as I mentioned earlier, you guys can get your super chat questions in throughout the course of the show, whether it's before, during, or after the game here tonight, and we'll be happy to answer any and all questions that you guys have on what's going on the field, what the Commanders are going to do at the center position moving forward, what are they going to do in terms of the cornerback situation with the backups heading into the year. What is the 53-man roster going to look like at a given position? If you have any questions on those things, we're happy to answer them right here on the show. So make sure you guys get those super chats in throughout the course of the show, and then if we also get enough in super chat donations here tonight, we will be doing a raffle of some variety. If we get to $100 in donations today, we'll be raffling off a customized Washington Commanders pillow with your name on there, the number that you want, and then you can choose between either burgundy or white. If we get to $200 in donations, we're going to be raffling off this Jaden Daniels t-shirt, which I think the design is pretty darn cool. It kind of looks like the Jack Daniels logo that you see on the Jack Daniels bottles, only it's Jaden Daniels. If you guys want a chance to win that t-shirt, we got to get to $200 in donations tonight. If we get to $300 in donations here on tonight's watch party, then we will be doing a jersey raffle Or actually, no, never mind. We won't be doing a jersey raffle next week because we won't have a watch party next week if we get to 300. So if we get to $400 in donations, we'll raffle off both items. So we'll get the pillow raffle going and the t-shirt raffle by the end of the show today. And then if we get to $500 in donations by the end of the show, that's when the jersey raffle could come into play here. Well, we'll raffle off a Commanders jersey of the winner's choosing. But again, we got to get to $500 in donations by the end of the show to be able to raffle off the jersey. So if you guys want to get in on tonight's raffle, no matter what the item ends up being tonight, make sure you guys get those super chats in. $5 gets you in on the raffle. $10 gets you 3 raffle tickets. Plus, we do have the lemon juice here, as always, for some lemon shots if we get some $10 super chats going. $20, we got 10 tickets. Plus, we'll spin the wheel. So we got a bunch of items on a wheel here today, things that vary from jumping jacks to tortilla slaps to Cry Eagles Cry songs, and lots of fun stuff on there. Extra raffle tickets. So if you guys want to spin the wheel here tonight, $20 super chat will get that done, and then $50 will bang for you, and then we'll do a tortilla slap. And once again, Ponzi, I forgot the tortillas, so we're gonna have to do plate slaps here tonight for the $50 super chats here. But really do appreciate all of your guys' support. Get those super chats in so we can answer your question, and then we can also do some lemon shots, just spin the wheel a couple of times, maybe even do some plate slaps here before we kick things off in Baltimore here this evening. And then also make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already, because every 50 subscribers that we add on today's show, we're going to be giving away a free raffle entry. Right now, we are 49 subscribers away from our next goal. And by the way, guys, once we hit our next 50 subscribers, we will officially pass 55,000 subscribers on this channel. So that would be a great milestone for us to hit here tonight. I'd greatly appreciate it if you guys click that subscribe button. And I'll tell you guys this right now. When we hit 55,000 subscribers on this channel here tonight, I will give away 5 free raffle entries to people in the chat. So big shout out to Robert Curtis, Mark, Tibbs, Luther Sloan, Deluro, hope I'm saying that right, and then Sue K for being the last 5 people to click that subscribe button here on the Commander Support. This is also a live sub counter, so that will update every time somebody clicks that thumbs up icon here this evening. And then that's not it, guys. Every 100 likes we make on tonight's show, we're going to be giving away a free raffle entry as well. Right now, we are sitting at 95 people watching live around the world with 36 likes, so we're getting there, guys. Make sure you click that thumbs up icon and that subscribe button to help us get closer to our goals here this evening. All right, and then if you guys want to check out our merch shop, we got a lot of great stuff available on our merch site. You guys can get our Sonny Styles t-shirt currently available for $24.99 at chatsports.com/Sonny. Ponzi's going to put the link to that one in the comments and description if you guys want to pick up your Sonny Styles t-shirt here today. We also have a really cool Terry McLaurin design as well on our website, where you guys can go chatsports.com/Terry to pick up that one. Or Scary, not Terry, chatsports.com/Scary. That one comes in 3 different colorways. You got Terry McLaurin there doing the point celebration. Got the paint splatters in the background. I personally like the white design of that particular t-shirt, guys. If you trust yourself with a white t-shirt, I think this one is a really cool one to get for the start of this year's Washington Commanders season. Definitely one of those shirts where people are going to say, "Where did you get that shirt?" When they see it. So if you guys want to pick it up, chatsports.com/Scary and chatsports.com/Sonny to pick up one of our channel t-shirts currently available for purchase. And I tell you guys this right now, every t-shirt that we sell tonight, whether it's Sonny Styles, Terry McLaurin, or even a channel logo t-shirt, if you guys purchase one of our t-shirts, you're going to get 3 extra free raffle tickets to win the raffle item here tonight. So we'll also give a shout out to everybody that makes a t-shirt purchase here this evening. So if you guys want a shout out and you want extra raffle tickets tonight, you guys can go make a purchase of one of our Commanders Report t-shirts currently up on our merch website. If you want to check out all of our merch, you can find it at chatsports.com/DC merch. All right, man. Well, we can get into some super chats here as we get to about 20 minutes away from the start of this final preseason game for the Washington Commanders. And shout out to Jasmine Gray, who says that it's going to be their 32nd birthday on Sunday. So happy birthday. He says that it is not a milestone. But, listen, man, when you're on this earth for 32 years, I think that's a milestone. I think that's absolutely something that's worth celebrating. So happy birthday to you, Jasmine. $5 from Ed Chavez here, or Chavez, however you pronounce it, my friend. Says, do you think the O-line is bad enough right now to actually change your expectations for the season? Well, I mean, it's concerning. Let's just put it that way. When you lose Laramie Tunsil, obviously that's just one component to a unit with 5 players on it, but he was by far and away your best player on this group. And everybody outside of Sam Cosmi on this offensive line now has major question marks heading into the season. Brandon Coleman obviously has done some good things at left tackle over his first 2 years of his NFL career. He's been working with Laramie Tunsil throughout the offseason, so it's still possible that he can, take that next step up as a left tackle in this league this year. He actually has been practicing pretty darn well as of late at that left tackle spot. Chris Paul played pretty well at left guard last year. Obviously, center has a big question mark at it right now. Matt Golban really did not perform well in the joint practice versus the Ravens this week, and Julian Good-Jones has been terrible as well. Nick Allegretti obviously still dealing with an injury. We don't know what the Washington Commanders are going to do at center at this point. They could still go out and sign a veteran like Graham Glasgow, who has said that he'd be willing to entertain signing with the Commanders if they gave him a call. Apparently, he hasn't received the call yet. But we know that this team is willing to bring in veteran offensive line talent to help the depth here at least, as they've brought in DJ Humphries this week, who I thought was a decent pickup as a depth swing tackle. And then you move over to the right side. Obviously, Sam Cosmi's your rock in this group for this season, but then Josh Carnley Jr., you're really banking on him having a breakout second season. And there's been reports of inconsistency at camp. I'm a little bit worried about Connerly not taking that big step up this year. But in total, you're probably looking at, on paper, one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL right now. And that concerns me, especially when Jaden Daniels is going to be operating a brand new offensive system this year, where he's going to be playing more under center than he ever has in his NFL career, more under center play action, which means you're going to be asking the offensive linemen to hold up for longer. I don't know, man. I got a little bit of a bad feeling about this O-line. I think that, if you bring in Graham Glasgow, you give him a couple weeks of practice with Jaden Daniels, or Nick Allegretti gets back from his injury and you give him a couple weeks of practice and he looks good, maybe this group can be serviceable, but I can't sit here and say that I think that this Commanders offensive line is going to be a strength of this team this year. Hopefully Jaden is talented enough and the receivers are talented enough and the running backs are talented enough to kind of overcome maybe a middle of the pack, if not just a straight up bad offensive line. But right now, my expectations for this O-line are pretty darn low. That is it for Supers at this current point in time. Big shout out to Ed Chavez for the $5 Super Chat. Gets him into the raffle tonight. And of course, guys, you can Super Chat if you would like to get on the show. Any question about anything to do with the Washington Commanders here pregame, be happy to answer it. But now let's take a look at the extensive list of Commanders players that will not be playing in this ball game here. And let me tell you, Ponzi, it is pretty extensive, all right? So Mike Sainristil will not be out there tonight. You got Rashad White, Amik Robertson, Stephon Diggs, who played a little bit last week. He won't be playing. Frankie Louvu hasn't been really out there all preseason. He's going to be the green dot this year, apparently. He is not going to be playing tonight. Jaden Daniels, it kind of sucks that the only preseason action we're going to see of him was that first drive last week against Detroit. De'Ami Brown is not playing in this game, which indicates that his roster spot might be safe at this current point in time. Then Marcus Mariota will not be playing tonight. Treylon Burks won't be playing tonight, so it seems like his roster spot is safe. Antonio Williams not playing tonight. Rookie out of Clemson, had a really good week last week. Terry McLaurin also will not be out there tonight. Quan Martin, seems like his spot is safe, of course. Then you got Ja'Cory Crosky-Merritt, hasn't played at all this preseason yet. He will not play tonight. Trey Amos is still getting back from his injury. He will not play tonight. Nick Cross, who will be your starting strong safety this year, is not playing. You got Jeremy McNichols, who's dealing with an injury right now. Fabian Moreau is not playing, or Rasul Douglas. Both those guys are not playing. Now, Douglas is a corner, not a safety. But those are two things there. That's okay. And listen, those two guys not playing probably tells us that those guys are making the roster. Jeremy got it off the website for that one. So they list him as a safety, huh? He's been playing exclusively outside corner. So whoever put that list together for the website doesn't have the right position for Douglas. But then K'Lavon Chason, currently dealing with an injury, not going to be out there tonight. Sonny Styles, the rookie, not going to be playing tonight. I would have loved to see him play in this game and take a step forward from what we've seen from him in the first 2 preseason games. But he won't be out there. Neither will Leo Chanel or Jordan McGee. Like Jordan McGee, man, like. Are we really worried about Jordan McGee getting injured in this preseason game? Like, why isn't he playing? I know he's dealing with maybe a little bit of an injury right now. That's probably why he's not playing. But then Nick Allegretti also dealing with an injury. Andrew Wiley is not going to be out there. Josh Carnley won't be out there tonight. Brandon Coleman won't be out there, which, by the way, I disagree with these starting offensive linemen that are kind of like getting adjusted to new positions. Brandon Coleman should be getting every snap that he can get within reason at left tackle this preseason, so he's ready for that job. But that's not a decision that's for me to make. Chris Paul, Sam Cosmi, Laramie Tunsil obviously will not be out there tonight. Then we got a couple more lists here with Ben Sinnott not playing tonight, dealing with an injury. Jalen Lane won't be out there, so it seems like his roster spot is safe. Chigakonkwo and John Bates won't be out there. Charles O'Menahue won't play tonight. Dietrich Wise still trying to get off the pup. He will not play tonight. Dorrance Armstrong's going through an injury right now, won't be playing tonight. Deron Payne, obviously, veteran of this team, won't be playing tonight. Jerzon Newton, likely out for the season. He won't be out there tonight for obvious reasons. Adafe Owe, currently dealing with an injury. He won't be out there tonight. And then Javon Kinlaw, one of this team's starters as well, will not be out there tonight. Okay. So Ponzi, when I look at this list of players that aren't playing tonight, and I look at the players that are playing tonight, I think it's pretty interesting, okay? Because guess which receiver is active tonight? Luke McCaffrey, when pretty much every other wide receiver that is expected to make this team is not playing tonight. So do you think that means Luke McCaffrey will not be on this 53-man roster this year?
I mean, he's looked not terrible to start off this season.
He's had some good days in camp.
And like the thing is that like, especially last season before he got hurt, he was actually kind of heating up a little bit. And so the thing for me is that like, will Luke McCaffrey kind of be, too important to cut because of the fact that, he does bring special teams value, but do the Commanders feel like he's replaceable? And to me, it's like, I'd rather just have Luke McCaffrey on the roster than not. But at the end of the day, probably could get a late round draft pick for him.
Yeah, maybe there's a team out there that'd be willing to trade for Luke McCaffrey. Yeah, maybe San Francisco. Apparently, Luke McCaffrey was the thing that was holding up the potential Brandon Ayuk trade this year. So maybe San Francisco is still interested in going and getting McCaffrey. Is there any other names that are playing tonight that surprised you? I'm kind of going through my list right now.
Honestly, the one that really surprised me the most was...
why the hell is Andrew Wiley not playing in this game?
I would say Rasul Douglas and Fabian Monroe. Like, I feel like those guys were kind of in a competition, no?
I mean, Rasul, I think, was for sure making the team. I think the competition is more Fabian Moreau versus Antonio Hamilton Sr. Antonio will be playing tonight, but Fabian will not. So that certainly indicates that Moreau is probably the guy that's going to make this team.
Yeah, and the one thing, too, that we look about this Commanders team is that, like, I mean, if you're going to be perfectly honest, there's not a lot of depth. And it's like, you're getting these guys who are supposed to be depth pieces that you want to break out, and they're not even playing tonight.
Yeah, like another name that sticks out to me here is Tyler Owens is playing tonight. When guys like someone like Quan Martin is not. The linebacking crew is going to be light tonight, to say the least. You're going to have Kane Madrano, Ali Cahoe, Curtis Jacobs, and Chris Barnes as your only 4 eligible linebackers in this game. Did they say Tim Settle's playing in this game? Because I didn't see Tim Settle's name on that list.
Tim Settle on that list.
So he came back from injury this week. He hasn't gotten any preseason action yet. I think Tim Settle is expected to play probably the first drive or so, but he's almost certainly going to make this team.
Who else, man?
Joshua Josephs will play tonight.
That's good for him. He needs some more time.
Yeah, he needs some more time. Javonte Jean-Baptiste will play tonight, so if you're hoping Jean-Baptiste is going to make this roster, him playing tonight might not be the best news in the world.
I mean, what, out of 41 players that are inactive, I think like 4 of them are injured, or like 5. So like you can kind of do some math that there's going to be probably 17 more, or there is 17 more spots that technically could be there. So it's like maybe there are some guys who are fighting for their job tonight. Most certainly there probably is, but like Luke McCaffrey playing is probably the biggest shocker out of anyone. Just because of the fact that, like...
Because how many receivers aren't playing tonight? Is it 5 or 6? So it's Antonio, Diami, Treylon Burks, Stephon Diggs, Jalen Lane, and Terry McLaurin. So that's 6. So the expectation, Ponzi, has been the Commanders will keep 7 receivers. So that 7th receiver could be McCaffrey, but another player that's playing tonight that could be that 7th receiver is Van Jefferson. So we might have to see, between those two. I would personally rather keep Luke McCaffrey over Van Jefferson. Jefferson, I think, stinks. I think he goes to these teams over these last several years, and there's expectations for him to be a contributor or at least a depth piece, and he's just awful. With Luke McCaffrey, I've at least seen some good things with him, where I think that I would rather keep him as that 7th receiver, especially because we've seen him be a good kick returner in his career as well. He brings that upside to the table. So even if he's not going to be an every down starter on offense, keeping him as a kick returner and a backup wide receiver, I think is still worth the while for Luke McCaffrey.
And especially considering, you were really thin last season at kick returner and punt returner just because of the fact that, a lot of your guys just got hurt. And it's like, Luke McCaffrey was one of those guys who was, like I said, heating up a little bit. And so it's like, maybe they just want to get him some more reps at wideout. But like, the fact is that like, he's playing with like the third stringers. So it's like, that's not, if you're a Luke McCaffrey fan, that's maybe not the best sign just because of the fact that like, we talked about the last offseason of him being a potential cut candidate. And like, to me, this signals to me either, one, they just want to get him more reps at wide receiver, but, I mean, that kind of really doesn't feel like the case just because he's been balling out in camp.
Mm-hmm.
Or 2, they want to show him off to more teams.
Yeah, that's a possibility, too. Something that I will say, though, this week, I think Antonio Williams is starting to solidify himself as this team's number 3 receiver heading into the year. If you guys didn't watch our joint practice report video from earlier this week, Antonio Williams was like one of the only players on the entire team that showed out. He had a number of clips go viral during the one-on-one period versus some Ravens DBs, including their number 1 corner, Nate Wiggins, and star safety Kyle Hamilton, where like he's so shifty. He beats press coverage with ease. And like he's got something I really like about him, Ponzi, is he has really late hands. If you're not familiar with what the term late hands means, it's, essentially the receiver has the ball, they're tracking the ball in the air, and the really, really good receivers don't flash their hands until really late, until right when the ball is arriving, because if the receiver flashes their hands early, then the DB is trained to put their hand, in the middle of those hands and break it up. That's where the ball is going to go. So even if they're not looking at the ball, they know where the ball is going to go based on where the hands are.
Yeah.
But if you're late with those hands, the DB really has no clue when the ball is arriving or even if it's on the way. So the best receivers in the world, they do a really good job holding off, showing those hands until the last second. And we saw that a number of times on those clips from Antonio Williams. So he's very polished. He's very, I think he's ready for it, man. I think he's ready to be a starter in this league. Now, obviously, the Commanders, I think, are going to run a lot of 12 personnel this year. And, because of that, Antonio's not going to be on the field in those situations because you've got McLaurin and Diggs. But when you do go to that 3 receiver set, those 11 personnel packages, I just think Antonio Williams makes the most sense for this team as its number 3 wide receiver. And with Luke McCaffrey playing tonight when pretty much all the other starters aren't playing, it just makes too much sense for Antonio Williams to be this team's number 3 receiver heading into the year. Now, before we kick things off in Baltimore here, guys, want to tell you once again about our presenting sponsor here on the Commanders Report Watch Party, which, of course, is Prize Picks, America's number 1 sports picks app. Preseason football is here, and there isn't a better place to cash in on your football takes this season with our friends at Prize Picks. The app is really easy to use. You just pick more than or less than on a few player stat projections, and then lock in your lineup. For tonight's game, guys, Ponzi and I are taking the more on Ethan Kaliakmanis. Passing yards, he's currently set at 114.5. We're also taking the more on Drew Stevens' field goals made. That's actually a demon. You guys can see the demon icon right here. So that actually increases the amount of winnings that we could have on this lineup if we get that one particularly right. And then we're taking the less on Tyler Loop field goals made here this evening. So this is what's called a flex lineup on the Prize Picks app. So we could even walk away with some money tonight if we get just 2 of these 3 projections correct. And if we get all 3, we walk away with even more winnings. And best of all, guys, Prize Picks just switched their offer for you guys right before the start of football season. All you have to do is play your first $5 lineup with code HMA. And if you win that lineup, you get $150 in additional lineups. Because of this new offer, there's not a better time to join than right now, right before the start of football season. So lock in and win that first lineup today. One more time, that's code HMA at sign up to get $150 in bonus lineups if you win your first $5 lineup. Click the link in the comments and description to download the app today. As always, play responsibly, and a big thank you to Prize Picks for sponsoring us here on the Commanders Report Watch Party. All right, man, we are getting close to kickoff, Commanders Nation. We're about 3 minutes away from getting things going there in Baltimore, and we get to see Ethan Kaliakmanis ball out one last time here, Ponzi, before we get to finally get to Jaden Daniels and all the starters and everybody take the field when this team takes on the Philadelphia Eagles in a couple weeks in Philly.
And if you're watching NFL Network with us, they're currently highlighting Jalen Hurts because he just said that he feels good about their new offense, even though he's stunk it up in camp so far.
Yeah, we actually did a whole video on it. He looks terrible in camp, guys. He has thrown more interceptions in this training camp alone than he has in the last 2 full NFL seasons.
Yep.
Over the last 2 seasons, he's only thrown 11 interceptions. He has reportedly thrown at least 13 interceptions in camp to this point. So, listen, man, when I talk about Jalen Hurts, he's somebody that has really only been able to play one style of offense his entire career, which is put him in shotgun, spread out the formation, and, do some read option stuff, simple reads, get him on the move, etc. And he's been able to operate that offense very well. Okay, like he's good out of structure, both with his arm and his legs. He's pretty much an automatic first down on 3rd and 4th and short situations because of the tush push, and he's generally a good decision maker with the football when you give him simple reads. But when you give him full field progression style reads and you ask him to go under center and turn his back to the defense and throw over the middle more often as a shorter quarterback, he tends to struggle. And this isn't the first time that the Eagles have tried to convert Hurts into a more of a traditional pro-style quarterback. And every single time, I think they've tried it 3 separate times in his career.
Yeah.
They've had to revert back to what Jalen Hurts does best, which is shotgun, spread heavy, and, it's the Jalen Hurts offense, which is kind of bland. It's kind of boring. There's not a whole lot of motion in there. But that's what Hurts is comfortable with at this point in his career. Maybe that changes this year, but if camp is any indication, Ponzi, that has not been the case so far, and that might lead to the Philadelphia Eagles taking a step backwards this season.
A lot of people have been saying this isn't just us, but it feels like the Eagles are kind of the easy regression candidate out of the NFC East this year. I mean, you look at teams like the Giants, you look at the teams like us, you look at the teams like the Cowboys. They got better this offseason. While the Eagles, yes, they locked up some of their core on defense, but they got rid of A.J. Brown, which was a huge part of their offense. I do think that, the Eagles will be good. I don't know if they'll be world beaters like they have been in past seasons.
Yeah, I agree with that. The defense is going to be good. We know that for sure with Fangio and all the great pieces they have on that defense. That's going to be a good unit. The question is, how good can the offense be? Can Saquon get back to, being, the Saquon that he was 2 years ago? If that's the case, that's certainly going to help out the offense and Jalen Hurts once again. But is this a team that's going to be, in the mix to win the Super Bowl this year? I don't think they will be.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't see it. A lot of things have to go right. And I think that's going to be said with a lot of the NFC East teams, especially, us, the Giants. I feel like the Eagles are kind of all in that same tier-ish. The Cowboys are probably maybe one tier above, as much as that pains me to say. But, I think that the Commanders, out of that group of the NFC East, do have a little bit more potential just because of the fact that you have such a dynamic player in Jaden Daniels, and that I think he can make that switch to this new type of offense a little more seamlessly.
Yeah, and they don't have A.J. Brown anymore, which is huge there in
Exactly.
Philadelphia. Honestly, I think going into the season, you have to, as much as it pains me to say it, but the Dallas Cowgirls, man, like they have to be the favorite in the division going into the year. I mean, because if they're not going to be able to compete for a Super Bowl this year, they're really never going to be able to, I think,
Yeah, I
man,
mean,
because they're coming off a year where Dak had arguably one of the best years of his career. George Pickens, all-pro guy. They still got CeeDee Lamb back fully healthy this year. Added some pieces defensively, including a Fangio disciple at defensive coordinator. Like, the Cowboys should be pretty good this year. And then if Jaden Daniels can return to, his near MVP form that he was just 2 seasons ago, who knows how good the Commanders can be this year as well. So I'm excited to see what the Commanders can do this year. I think there's a chance that they could be second place in the NFC East as long as the offensive line can hold up. If they're even all I'm asking for is league average offensive line. I don't need world beaters out there. I don't need the Detroit Lions offensive line.
I mean, I just
need a group that can hold their own and not be a complete liability.
more importantly, I need them to protect Jaden Daniels so he doesn't get injured. They're also highlighting, the injuries that he suffered last season. And, don't get me wrong, Jaden didn't look that comfortable last year, but, he really didn't have a lot of help, Sperry. It felt like every play, it was either he was under duress, there was no one open, and a part of that was because, a certain wide receiver held out of camp, and they didn't really even play all that much. I mean, they only played one game?
Yeah, they only started and finished one game of the season last year, and it was the season opener versus the Giants.
It's just it's one of those things, Barry, where it's I think Jaden Daniels could easily be an MVP candidate. However, it's you gotta stay on the field, but more importantly, how does he transition to this new offense, and how does he, hold up with this offensive line that's kind of a makeshift line? A lot of people are moving positions.
A lot of question marks surrounding this Commanders team as well. And then also, you got 2 first-time play callers on each side of the ball. Now, you guys know I'm a big fan of both David Blau and Durante Jones. When you think of modern schemes on both sides of the ball in the NFL today, you think of Ben Johnson on the offensive side of the ball. You think of Brian Flores on the defensive side of the ball. Guess what? The Commanders are basing and inspiring this new offense off of those systems that have had so much success in this league. Now, are Blau and Jones the right guys to implement those systems? We're going to find out. Do the Commanders have enough talent on their respective sides of the ball to get the most out of that scheme? We're going to find out. But certainly this is, I would say, more of a transitional year for the Washington Commanders, where my expectations for this season are not Super Bowl guys. They're not, all right? But hopefully what we see this year is that the scheme is able to elevate maybe a subpar defensive roster, and then we see Jaden Daniels be able to really get comfortable in this offense by season's end, where, hopefully by the end of the season, this team's playing their best football, and we feel like going into the 2027 offseason that this team is just a few really good pieces away from really, taking that next step and becoming a true, legitimate title contender here in the National Football League. I really think that this team could just be a year away, and they could be a damn good football team this year, again, if the offensive line can hold up, if these coordinators are for real, if Jaden Daniels can get comfortable in this offense.
And I really do feel like, furthermore to your point of they do heat up as the season ends, and they're a wild card team, why not us?
Yeah.
Especially if you're playing your best football.
Steven Heiss is asking lemon shots tonight, dudes. We are going to be doing lemon shots, $10 super chats, and we'll be doing some lemon shots. So make sure you guys get those super chats in if you haven't already. Ponzi, if you're going out there, could you grab my mints, please, on my desk? Thank you, sir. Ghost Rider says, can you please talk about why we're not willing to spend some of our cap money? I mean, it could just come down to, Josh Harris and this ownership group are spending a lot of money right now on a bunch of upgrades to the facilities, not to mention a brand new stadium. And their focus might be more on that than investing more in players right now. But I'm with you, man. This is ridiculous. This is the second year in a row where the Commanders have gone into the offseason with some of the most cap space in the league, and they're going to, go into the season once again with some of the most cap space out of any team in the league. Feels like that they left a lot of those cap dollars on the table, and I think part of it was they were planning on spending a lot of money on Tyler Linderbaum, and there was a report that came out actually this week that the Commanders thought they had a handshake agreement with Linderbaum before the Raiders came in and offered him a crazy offer that he couldn't refuse. And then this team obviously didn't have a good backup plan once Linderbaum went elsewhere. So they kind of just said, all right, we'll just go with Nick Allegretti and we'll draft a guy in the 6th round and Matt Golban, and that's going to be good enough. But Allegretti's been injured all throughout camp, and Golban, has shown some good things, but he's also had his struggles in camp as well. So I don't know, man. That's just where we're at this current point in time. Do I wish that they would spend a little bit more money? Sure, especially because you're not paying your quarterback anything right now. Right now this team is kind of constructed like a team that, has a quarterback on a giant contract, like a $60+ million deal. But that's not the case. You have a quarterback on a rookie deal, and you're still not filling out this roster with adequate veteran talent. I mean, you guys know that I've had my qualms about Adam Peters as this team's GM over the years, and frankly, Dan Quinn's vision for building this team out. I love DQ as a culture builder, all that different stuff. I think the players will go to war for him every single week. He sets that standard in that building, and he's great at that. But, I mean, I just don't think they've spent enough money on this team in free agency and on the open market these last 2 off seasons. And once again, I think the Commanders are heading into a season. This is the 3rd year in a row now where this is, on paper, you take away the quarterback position, one of the least talented overall rosters in the entire National Football League. So hopefully the quarterback can elevate you like he did 2 years ago. Hopefully the new schemes can help elevate the roster even more. And if that happens, this team can still be a damn good football team. They can beat anybody in the league when Jaden Daniels is playing like Jaden Daniels. But listen, you're putting a lot on the shoulders of number 5 this year, as you have these past 2 seasons. And if there's any sort of, growing pains in this new offense, it's not going to be super pretty for the Washington Commanders this year. All right, we are ready to get things going in Baltimore. Baltimore won the toss, and they will receive the kick. Drew Stevens, the newly christened starting kicker for the Commanders, has this kick lined up. Currently awaiting the go-ahead from the referees. Thank you guys so much for joining us here for tonight's preseason watch party, our final preseason game of the year. And with that, Stevens has been given the go-ahead, and we are off in Baltimore as this kick will be fielded at around the 2-yard line. And this will be returned to around the 30-yard line. Decent return for the Ravens. And that is where the first drive of the game will begin for Baltimore. On the return, number 35, Jonathan Ward, the running back for Baltimore. And now Tyler Huntley, the longtime backup there in Baltimore, will get under center, condensed formation, multiple tight ends, play action boot to the right. Snoop throws it short to the flat. It's caught, and it will be a gain of around 7 yards. First or second down coming up for Baltimore. Both teams, it appears, are playing mostly backups in this ballgame. So if you're not a fan of second halves of preseason games, this game is your worst nightmare. Under center now is Snoop Huntley. Once again, a condensed formation. Washington wants a false start on Baltimore, and they're going to get it. Although Sonny Styles is not playing in this ballgame, guys, you can get his t-shirt on our merch website, chatsports.com/Sonny. Should be a very fun rookie season here for the number 7 overall pick. Excited to watch him play in burgundy and gold this year. If you're with me, go chatsports.com/Sonny to pick up his t-shirt on our website right now. Under center, Tyler Huntley will hand it off. Justice Hill, and there's going to be nowhere to go. A swarm of Commanders is there for a loss of 2. Joshua Josephs, rookie out of Tennessee, was the first one there. Josephs had the fumble recovery for a touchdown last week in Detroit. He also gave up a read option touchdown to Joshua Dobbs. Missed his responsibility on the read option. And then Will Harris, who just got cut this week, completely abandoned his deep responsibility as well. So now 3rd down and 10. Snoop takes the snap, looking, throwing, out route, caught, first down Baltimore. Looked like is that Rashad Bateman? Number 17, Chris Moore, former Commander, gets the first catch of the day for Baltimore. In coverage was number 29 for Washington. Let me look at my roster here. As Darius Rush got beat on the comeback route from Chris Moore. Picks up the first down on the 3rd and long situation for the Ravens. New set of downs for Baltimore here. Under center is Snoop, takes the snap, play action. Now stepping up in the pocket, it's collapsing. Now he's looking to run. He gets away. Now he looks to run again. Gets to the 50, has a block. Gets down to the 45-yard line on the Commander's side of the field. First down, Baltimore. Couple first down plays in a row for the Ravens offense here. So now Snoop will go under center. Takes the snap, hands it off. Justice Hill picks up 3 or 4 there. Oh, my mistake. Not Justice Hill. It's Rasheen Ali. Justice Hill's 43. I forgot that he switched his number. Rasheen Ali with a short gain there on first. Be 2nd down and 7 coming up. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button. We are so close to 55,000 subscribers. If we hit 55,000 tonight, I'll give away 5 free raffle entries. Under center here for Huntley. He'll take the snap, play action, got a pocket. He throws down the field with horrible mechanics, but it's accurate. First down, Ravens down to the 22-yard line. It really does boggle the mind, Ponzi, that Snoop Huntley's throwing mechanics are as ugly as they are. He's got one of the longest releases you will see of any NFL quarterback, but he's relatively accurate with it. And he found Chris Moore for another big completion here in a chunk play. And it's another first down for Baltimore. Takes the snap, and it's going to be... Is this a fumble? I think Snoop Huntley fumbled this snap, and he just dived on top of it. So it'll be a short loss. Yep. Just a botched snap there. Huntley was lucky to get it back. He kind of bobbled the ball in the air. It's kind of pinballing a couple times, but he falls on top of it. Be 2nd down and 12 here. Condensed formation, shotgun for Snoop. Takes the snap. Commander send a blitz. Clean pocket. Throws down the field. 1-on-1 to Chris Moore, and he's going to catch it. They're going to say incomplete. I don't know if they're saying that he landed out of bounds or that the ball hit the ground. But Chris Moore came down with the football in the end zone toward the sideline. And the call on the field's going to be incomplete. Can we get a replay, please, Baltimore? Can we get a replay, please? Chris Moore is very, very adamant that he caught this ball. It's a good throw by Snoop Huntley, working against Carlin Vigors down the sideline. Did this hit the ground? I don't know, man. I think that looks like a touchdown to me. So I think they're going to review it here and see if this is a touchdown. Now they go to commercial, so we'll see. But well-placed ball by Tyler Huntley for sure. Nice catch from Chris Moore. Yeah, revenge game for old Chris Moore today. Was it a catch? Yes or no? Looks like they're going to give him the touchdown here. This graphic is already it's already updated, I guess. But to me, it looks like he has possession of the ball, 2 feet in. This should be a catch and touchdown for Chris Moore. But we'll see. Was it a catch? Yes or no? Down there in the comments, let us know. By the way, we are 10 likes away from giving away a free raffle entry right now. So if you want a free raffle entry, click that thumbs up icon. We got over 220 people watching live with us here for the final week of the preseason. If we can get 9 more people to click that thumbs up icon, we'll give away a free raffle entry here on the show. All right, they are back in Baltimore. And I'm guessing this is going to get reversed, and it's going to be a touchdown for Baltimore. But and they're going to give it to him. Chris Moore, 3 catches and a touchdown on his first drive against his old team. Just terrible coverage from Carlin Vigors there. He puts his hands up way too early. Just bad coverage all around. Now, Tyler Loop will line up the extra point. Doesn't count against the prize picks, though, so we're still good there. Jesus, Chris Moore is still, his headshot is still of him wearing a Commander's uniform. That's how fresh it is. So Loop will put it up and right down the middle. 7-0 Baltimore. Start this game. All right, man. Well, before we see who starts at quarterback for the Washington Commanders this week, let's have a word from our presenting sponsor here on the show, which is Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. The regular season is nearly here, and there isn't a better place to cash in on your football takes this season with our friends at Prize Picks. The app is really easy to use. You just pick more than or less than on a few player stat projections, then lock in your lineup. For tonight's Prize Picks lineup, we took the more on Ethan Kaliakmanis passing yards, the more on Drew Stevens field goals made, and the less on field goals made for Tyler Loop. Best of all, guys, Prize Picks just switched their offer. All you have to do is play your first $5 lineup with code HMA, and if you win that lineup, you get $150 in additional lineups. Because of this new offer, there is not a better place to join than right now, right before the start of football season, so lock in and win that first lineup today. One more time, that's code HMA at sign up to get $150 in bonus lineups if you win your first $5 lineup. Click the link in the comments and description and download the app today. As always, play responsibly, and a big thank you to Prize Picks for sponsoring the Commanders Report. So Snoop Huntley, good start for him. Perfect 4 of 4 and a touchdown. Perfect passer rating. And Snoop continuing to prove why he's, become one of the more, valuable backups in the league, despite the fact that he's got some of the ugliest throwing mechanics you're going to see from any quarterback in the league today. Tyler Loop kicks this thing away. He fielded at around the 6-yard line, and he runs right into a brick wall at the 25. That looked like, who was this? That looked like Craig Reynolds on the return, number 24. So let's see what we got here on the first drive of the game. I believe Sam Hartman's going to come out as the starting quarterback. Kaliakmanis is getting the start. Here we go. Under center, handoff to start this game. It'll be about a gain of 2. Now, the Ravens are saying they have the football, and they do. One play in, and the Ravens have the ball again. Are you freaking kidding me? If this was a Robert Henry Jr. fumble, he should be cut. He should be told to walk home tonight. It was not Robert Henry, unfortunately. It was Fat Man, Katron Allen, with the fumble. I kind of feel like he was down, guys. Katron's had such a good preseason. Is this ball out? It's just, there's a whole scrum, so it's just going to be so difficult to overturn it. Now the refs are convening. Commanders' defensive players on the field. So now they're confirming that this was a fumble recovered by Baltimore, and now they're already sending Snoop Huntley out for the rest of this game. Fagnano is going to be coming out. Rookie quarterback out of UConn. And there's not going to be a review. There's not going to be a change of call. It'll be a fumble for Katron Allen. Starting on the Commanders' 30-yard line here are the Ravens, as Fagnano will take the snap under center. Play action rollout to the right. Quick toss to the flat. It's caught, and it'll be another around 7-yard gain or so, just like how last drive started. Charlie Kolar on the catch. Tight end out of Iowa State. So last week it was Robert Henry Jr. having the fumble late in the game. This time it's Katron Allen, who I think is, even despite that fumble, a lock to make this team. Under center now for Fagnano. Takes the snap, hands it off to Rasheen Ali. He's going to sift his way through some blocks. It's going to be close to the line to gain, but just short. It will be 3rd down and short coming up. Definitely not the best start to this game, guys. The Ravens just started the game just driving it right down our throats, getting it to one of our former receivers for a touchdown, and then first play offensively, fumble recovered by the opponent. Just an awful start to this preseason finale. Under center, 3rd down and 1, handoff to Ali. Sifts his way through, picks up a 1st down. Looked like there was some decent push at the line of scrimmage. It's just good vision from Ali to find the right hole. Pause. And move into the Prize Picks Red Zone. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code HMA when you play your first $5 lineup or more. If you win that lineup, you get $150 in additional lineups. First down and 10. Under center will be Fagnano. Condensed formation. Multiple tight ends and 13 personnel. Multiple shifts pre-snap. Now hands it off to Ali. Looking for a lane. Not going to be that much for him. You'll pick up around 3. All right, come on, defense. Go get us a stop. Well, actually, get a turnover here. We don't want any Tyler Loop field goals. Shotgun here, trips right for Fagnano. Takes the snap, looking, throws quickly underneath. It's caught, runaway route, makes a man almost miss, but he'll be brought down at the 3-yard line. 1st down, Baltimore. Gain of around 11 or 12. Just getting absolutely dog-walked right now. Looked like Kane Madrano out of position there in the zone coverage. It was a shallow cross concept. He's stuck to the stick route with left the shallow cross wide open. Now they go doubles right. Pistol formation for Fagnano, who will take the snap. Commanders will blitz, handoff, and the Commanders get beat at the line of scrimmage, and this might be a touchdown. Now, of course, Baltimore's people go to a fan shot. Are they going to say this is a touchdown? I think they're going to say he was just short. Was Adam Randall there? Rookie running back out of Clemson. Antonio Williams is a teammate at Clemson. I think he was just short, which is what they called on the field. So it'll be second down and goal from the inch-yard line. Under center, Fagnano. Takes the snap. QB sneak. Touchdown. Too easy. And just like that, you start the preseason finale 14-0. What a start. Mr. Neal is asking, are any of the starters still playing in the game? None of the starters are even dressed. Dan Quinn apparently thinks these starters are good to go for the season. And just thank God this isn't in front of our home fans here, guys, because if this was at Northwest Stadium, boos would be raining down on the burgundy and gold right now. Loop puts it up and good. At least that's good for our prize picks there, Ponzi. Touchdowns are better than field goals for our prize picks. $5 from Dizzy Spider says, how is Sperry so good as an announcer? Also, all the football knowledge doesn't really look like an NFL vet. And where do I get the P hat? Yeah, I'm not an NFL veteran. I'm self-taught. Took a lot of hard work in college.
Are you sure you're not a veteran of the Commanders? You look like one out there.
Yeah, I mean, I might as well be out there for the Washington Commanders right now. As for the P hat, this is one of our Prize Picks hats, and I don't know if these are actually for purchase. I think Prize Picks just sends them out to their content creators.
Let's see.
Ponzi's going to check it out for you here.
I know they do merch drops every now and then. They have one hat. They don't have that hat though.
Yeah, I think this particular hat is for content creators, but
it's a nice looking. They gave us some merch. Unfortunately, I wasn't here the day they gave out the hats, and everyone got one.
Yeah,
it's a rip.
Yeah, that's tough, man. You got to pick and choose your days that you're in the office.
Yeah, I was working the MLB.
You got to get a little. You got to get a little lucky with those sorts of things, but.
Hey man, the Commanders may stink right now, but there's always a chance to get some more entertainment with our donation menu.
That's right. $5 gets you in on the raffle. $10, we'll do some lemon shots for you guys. We got the lemon juice right here. $20, 10 tickets, plus we spin the wheel with a bunch of items on there. Also, if you put in a 20 and you request a Cry Eagles Cry song, we'll do a Cry Eagles Cry. Excuse me. Hopefully I'm not getting hiccups here. That would be even worse than this start to the preseason finale here for the Commanders if I had to deal with the hiccups for the rest of this game.
Whitney is saying, happy birthday to me. Yeah, that's not a fun sight, especially whenever 41 players aren't active and most of those are starters.
Yeah, but listen, man. The Ravens aren't playing their starters. Like, it's the same kind of situation for the Ravens, but they're still kicking our ass.
Yeah.
It's just they're not making the mistakes that we're making. All right, we're back in Baltimore. Loop ready to kick things back off to Washington. It's good to see, though, that Calic Manis got the start today, though, Ponzi. We're going to see probably him for the entire first half. I'm guessing Hartman will get the entire second half, which will be probably the worst half of football we'll watch for the rest of the season. Thank God. Or at least we hope. Don't want to be having to watch Josh Johnson late in the season like we had to last year. Kicks away from Luke. Oh, no, the kick is muffed, but it's picked up at the 5 by Katron Allen. And he gets out to around the 27-yard line. Salvage the return, but the hands definitely questionable for Katron in this one. At least to this point. So flag on the play. I'm guessing it's on Washington. It is going to be on Washington, so they are going to start at their own 3-yard line. Wow. You want to talk about your all-time worst starts to any game, preseason or not? You're looking at it. What's up, James Howard? Says, Sperry, producer Ponzi, just got in from work. Glad that you could make the show, my friend. Under center for Calic Manis now. Condensed formation for Washington. Katron Allen, fat man, back out there as the running back. Double shift for Washington of both their tight ends. Now they shift the tight end again. Going to hand it off. Allen will pick up no yardage. Yeah. Sam, you want to take over the mic here for a second, buddy? Yeah, fair enough. It's definitely probably better things to do than this preseason game. Yeah, I'm good. Under center for Calic Manis. The 2 receivers out there are Jefferson and McCaffrey. Could be vying for that last wide receiver roster spot tonight. Roll out to the right. Throws to Van Jefferson. It's a little low, and he drops it. Yeah, you probably got to catch that there if you're Van Jefferson. Especially if you're trying to make this team. Not the best throw from Calic Manis on the run, but still got to catch that, man. Now they go empty on 3rd down and 8. Now they motion Fat Man back into the backfield. Takes the snap. Calic Manis steps up, throws down the field into a tight window. Did he catch it? No, incomplete. Good coverage from Baltimore. I like the process from Calic Manis there. Wasn't afraid to step up and throw that into a tight window. It's just good coverage from the Ravens. Tried to go to Luke McCaffrey, but the defender got his hand on the pass. And that is number 38, Keon Martin, the cornerback for Baltimore on the PBU. So Washington will punt this away from their own end zone as this nightmare start to this preseason finale continues. Punts away. So we fielded at the 40-yard line on the other side of the field, and now they're going to break through and get to the other 40 on the return. And Baltimore will once again possess the ball in Washington territory to start this next drive. What a joke! Yeah, Nintendo Master 5500 says, "Hey Jack, hey Ponzi, good to see you, Mike."
It's good to see you, Mike. But genuinely, is there a mercy rule? Asking for a friend. Can we do running clock like high school?
Dude, I understand that these are backups, but can we have a little bit of pride out there?
I mean,
can we at least look like we want to be out there?
The only one who looks like he wants to be out there right now is Calic Manis. He just got drilled. I'm sorry, man. It's pathetic. Not good.
Not good.
Man.
Apparently there are already people that are wearing Commanders gear in the stands at Baltimore that are already leaving their seats. That's how bad the Commanders have started this game. And those people probably drove at least a little bit to Baltimore to go watch this game, spent some of their hard-earned money on tickets.
I mean, it's kind of a little bit of a drive. It's about an hour, I think. Well, they could just also live in the area, I suppose.
Ron says, time to get a drink with a wine glass. You enjoy that drink, man.
Look, man, at this point, we're sweating our prize picks, and that's it.
Yeah, at this point, that's just hoping that the Ravens don't get field goals.
The worst thing about this, Sperry.
Yeah, Cal Manis has 0. And he might only get the first half.
I don't know if I trust Sam Hartman to drive down the field to get 2 field goals. It's going to happen. It has to happen here.
Yeah. It's not a good start all the way around here on the Commanders Report.
As the kids would say, it's L moment.
Is that what the kids are saying now?
That's what my generation says.
Weird generation. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Would love to get to 55,000 subscribers by the end of the show here. If we do so, we'll give away 5 free raffle entries.
Someone asked why you're wearing a Ravens hat. It's not. It is a Prize Picks hat.
This is not a Ravens hat. This is a Prize Picks hat, but it is purple. Offset I formation here, starting at the Commanders 41 is Baltimore. They'll hand it off to Ali, who's going to squeak through for about a gain of 2. By the way, after I take a look at that last PBU, Luke McCaffrey didn't work back to the football there. He just sat in place, and which allowed the defender to make a play on the ball. If he comes back to the ball, it's probably a catch. So not a great start for either Van Jefferson or Luke McCaffrey, and now we'll have a false start for Baltimore. So they'll be behind the sticks. User says, Jack, what's your record prediction? 8-9, 9-8, somewhere in that range. It's probably where I'm at right now. Somewhere between 7 and 9 wins is probably where I'm at. That might even be generous. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully they win more than that. But under center here for Fagnano. 2nd and 13. He'll take the snap, play action. He's got a clean pocket. Nobody even close to touching him. He rolls out to the right, throws to his check down. Caught Ali. Big hit from Tyler Owens. He's had a pretty decent preseason. But it'll be a solid gain, set up 3rd and relatively long. Brandon Ayuk. Thing about Ayuk, haven't heard anything from him since we signed Diggs.
Bro, he's heartbroken.
Have we checked in on Stefan or on Brandon Ayuk in that brand new mansion he bought in Virginia? Here we go. Shotgun, 3rd down and 9. Commanders playing man coverage. Now Fagnano will throw outside, incomplete. Looked like that he expected his receiver to run a little bit further. Pressure got to him. Commander sent the heat.
Is this field goal range?
Be incomplete. Will they try a field goal or will they punt?
Hopefully.
Loop's got a leg.
Well.
Looks like they're going to try the field goal. Everyone type miss.
For our prize picks.
For our prize picks. Everyone type miss. This one's nearly a 60-yarder. It's like a 58-yarder here for Loop. From the logo, puts it up.
It's curving!
And it's no good! Our prize picks are still safe. Let's go! And the Commanders will take over close to midfield. About 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Had the distance.
Didn't have the distance, just not the accuracy.
Which has been maybe a little bit of a problem. Ended their season last year. Look, guys. Preseason's preseason. No one's really playing that's going to be having active snaps. Maybe Luke McCaffrey. But, like, even then, the fact that he's playing is kind of testament to him. But this does not indicate that the Commanders are going to have a losing record, guys. These are literally baristas out there.
Yeah. This game has literally zero indication of how the Commanders will actually look in the regular season.
Unless we get to the point where we did last year with injuries.
True. But don't think, well, I can't say that because we already have multiple people.
Say that.
Already have multiple people out with injuries. It sounds like Trey Amos and Adafe Owe might not even start the season healthy. We know Jerzon Newton won't be playing this year. Laramie Tunsil's out this year already. It's just not fantastic.
Yeah. But even then, these guys aren't starting because of those injuries right now. Joshua Joseph should get some rotational time. But, man.
Evan says, dude, that's a sweet hat. Will you be wearing it during the season? I might. I wear it occasionally.
Maybe not against purple teams. Which are... How many purple teams are there? 2?
I believe 2.
Vikings,
Ravens and Vikings, yeah. All right, new drive here for the Commanders. A chance to split this lead in half with a touchdown. Kaliakmanis leads the troops out there. Hopefully he can help out our prize picks here. Under center, Kaliakmanis. Send a tight end in motion. Flag on the play. False start. Jesus, boys. Get it together. Jaden Bradley. Potential practice squad candidate on the false start. This is just terrible to watch. Someone's asking who's our center right now. Matt Golban gets the start at center this week. Handoff here to Katron Allen. Good blocking up front. He'll pick up a first down, pass mid, or you won't pick up the first down, but a good solid run.
Another flag.
And we have a flag, and we're heading backwards.
Type F. Give me those Fs in the chat. Potty mouth, Jack. There might be kids in the audience. There shouldn't be. Kids should not be watching this game.
Kids have better things to do than to be watching this game.
Like,
they should go outside.
Yes.
Play outside. Do not watch.
They're probably playing better than these guys.
Do not watch this preseason game. Shotgun here for Kaliakmanis. 1st and 25. We'll take the snap. Settles in. Dumps it off to his underneath option, Yankoff, and he will pick up a couple yards to the 39-yard line. It'll still be 2nd down and very long.
Was that his first completion?
I believe it was. But I like the way Kaliakmanis operates. He looks poised out there. He throws a generally accurate football. He doesn't look panicked out there the way Sam Hartman does.
Yeah, Hartman probably would have taken a sack.
Now Kaliakmanis will take the snap. He's looking, throwing over the middle. Beautiful ball to Van Jefferson that's caught close to the first down marker. It'll be 3rd down and short, a gain of around 17. Nice shot there from Kaliakmanis going through his progressions. Good route by Jefferson to beat Martin from the slot. And now the Commanders have a shot to move the chains.
Hey, from 1st down at 25 to 3rd down and 2. That's really good football right there. Not that you got yourself in that spot, but still.
Now under center for Kaliakmanis. Condensed formation. McCaffrey, Jefferson, the lone receivers in the 12 personnel look. They'll hand it off to Fat Man. He can't get it. 1 yard gain, and they're going to say pretty much no gain. 4th down coming up. I think if you're the Commanders, you just go for it here.
What's Drew Stevens' leg?
Fourth down here. Yeah, look, Tyler Ott's out there, so this is a punt. No, they're going for the field goal. Drew Stevens is attempting a 61-yard field goal. Come on, Stevens. Come on, Drew. What do you got? The kick is up, and he missed it. Looked like he had the distance, but Stevens goes wide right. And now the Ravens will once again take over in fantastic territory here. That would have been electric. That would have been the highlight of the game for the Commanders, probably, if he would have made that. Got 38 seconds left in the first quarter. The Ravens take over on the Washington side of the field for the 3rd straight drive. Fagnano will be out there in the I formation under center. He'll take the snap, play action, settles in the pocket, now throws his check down, and it's a terrible throw, dirts it, incomplete. And he took a shot, and he's slow to get up a little bit, but he looks fine. Yeah, what's Pavia doing? Is Pavia just like in full pads outside the stadium, ready to sign a 1-day contract in case Fagnano goes down with an injury? Would they just play Snoop Huntley the rest of the game? Under center now, Fagnano takes the snap, hands it off, and that is going to be Randall. Breaks one tackle, fighting forward. Good tough run by Randall for a gain of around 4. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter here, ladies and gentlemen. 14-0 Ravens. Not a great start. Chris Moore, former Commanders receiver, gets a touchdown on the first drive. Fat man, Katron Allen's already muffed the ball twice.
Drew Stevens.
I mean, 62-yarder.
No, that's bad
tough
for us,
kick,
bro.
but
look, man,
I'm not gonna hold that against Stevens.
No, I am.
Kick. I won't.
Cost me my money.
Not yet, he didn't. But right now, Calic Manis is sitting at 23 yards. And I don't know, man. Unless he gets close to 100 yards in this quarter, it sounds like Sam Hartman will probably play the second half. That's not looking too good. But at least Tyler Loop doesn't have a field goal.
But what if they just give him the entire game? Like, what does Sam Hartman have to do? Like, genuinely.
I don't know.
Is playing him in a game going to show you anything?
Time of possession in that first quarter. Commanders had 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Ravens had 11 minutes and 10 seconds. The Commanders had 27 total yards, and the Ravens had 116 in that first quarter. What a joke, man.
Look, you're telling me, man.
Ron Volbert says Sam Hartman needs to retire. Well, listen, man. Because he's friends with Jaden Daniels, he can get paid millions of dollars to be a practice squad quarterback. And that's a damn good living, man. It's a damn good living.
27 total yards for the Commanders offense. Poultry 3.9 yards per play.
I'm tired, boss.
Well, that's too damn bad.
That's not the right meme.
I'm just showing the memes, dude.
That's not the right meme.
I don't care, man.
Back in Baltimore, Ravens still have the ball. The 3rd down and 6 here. Commanders have multiple people walked up at the line of scrimmage threatening pressure. Now they hand it off up the middle here on 3rd and 6 to Adam Randall, who picks up about 3 yards. Weird play call there. It'll be 4th down. Let's see if they send Loop out there for another field goal attempt or try this thing here on 4th. It looks like they're going to go for it. Fourth and 3, Fagnano. From the shotgun. 3 receiver set. He'll take the snap, looking for the quick option. He's going to turn that down. Now goes to the sit over the ball. Throws it, caught, 1st down, Ravens. Not even close to enough resistance there from the Commanders. Not even close. Clean pocket. It looked like he could have gone to Randall if he really wanted to. In coverage for the Commanders, number 59. That would be TJ Marangia. I'm definitely butchering that, but the international pathway player was the one in coverage there. Under center, 3 receiver set. Fagnano will hand this off to Rasheen Ali, who will pick up a yard. Under center, Fagnano from the Commanders' 32-yard line takes the snap, play action, roll out, now pressure, now throws backside to a screen. Ali's got multiple blockers ahead of him, and he's going to get to the 20, the 10, and a flag comes in late. I think this is going to be on Baltimore. Maybe a holding call? Looked like somebody might have manhandled Ali Cahoe. But good design by Devin Boyle, the new offensive coordinator for the Ravens. But flag came in late. This broadcast, just like it feels like every broadcast that we've had to this point in the preseason, guys, have been dog crap. Ethan Pocic, by the way, expected to probably be their starting center this year. Could have been a Commander. But he decided to go to the Ravens. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 here. They backed him up to the 34-yard line. Play action. Now Fagnano will pump fake. Now throw to his check down Randall. It's caught. He'll pick up a solid gain of around 6. And 3rd down will be coming up. I think there's a flag and there will be another holding call on Baltimore. It's only the 2nd quarter. Under center, Fagnano. 12 personnel, handoff, or no, play action here on 3rd and 25. Now goes check down to Randall. He's going to stay on his feet. Broke 2 tackles. Now he stumbles. Be 4th and very long. I'm guessing they'll try the field goal here. Another long field goal for Tyler Loop. Everyone type miss. Type those misses. Trying to keep our prize picks clean. Type those misses in the chat. Oh, so the broadcast got it wrong. It was 2nd and 25. Now it's 3rd and 20. F the Ravens. Takes a snap. Fagnano looking, stepping up, pressure. Now throws underneath. It's caught. Missed tackle. Another missed tackle. Still on his feet. Gets to the 32, and that's going to make the field goal attempt a lot easier for Tyler Loop. Thanks a lot, guys. If it's not already bad enough that we're about to go down 3 scores in the first half with 11 minutes to go, you have to make it easier for us to lose our prize picks tonight. Everyone type miss in the chat. So it'll be a 51-yarder for Loop. Snap, hold, up. And it is good. So hopefully that's the only one he's got in this game. But unfortunately, we have a long game to go. And speaking of prize picks here, guys, let's have a word from our sponsor here today, which, of course, is Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. Preseason football is here, guys, and there isn't a better place to cash in on your football takes this season than with our friends at Prize Picks. The app is really easy to use. You just pick more than or less than on a few player stat projections and then lock in your lineup. As for our lineup here today, guys, Tyler Loop just made his first field goal, so that'll be updating here in a second. Right now, Ethan Kaliakmanis is, I guess, getting there, hopefully, but he needs to put something together here in the rest of the second quarter. And then we took the more on field goals made for Drew Stevens. Hopefully, he can get that going for us by the end of this game. But best of all, guys, Prize Picks just switched their offer. All you have to do is play your first $5 lineup with code HMA. And if you win that lineup, you get $150 in additional lineups. Because of this new offer, there's not a better time to join than right now, right before the start of football season. So lock in and win that first lineup today. One more time, that's code HMA at sign up to get $150 in bonus lineups if you win your first $5 lineup. Click the link in the comments and in the description to download the app today. As always, play responsibly, and a big thank you to Prize Picks for sponsoring us here at the Commanders Report. Man, what a brutal watch to this point. 17-0, down 3 scores, no starters playing. And they haven't been playing. I just don't know what to tell you guys, man. It's just been lack of discipline, lack of heart, lack of good football. And hopefully this isn't something that's going to carry over to the regular season. Now, pretty much nobody that'll be playing on Sundays, at least offensively and defensively, are out there this game, but you just hope that this isn't like a culture thing that, you know, this team's going to be super undisciplined, missed tackles, all the stuff we saw last year. Hopefully that won't be the case for this year's team. Ragu Gambino says, if all our starters had been in, would the score be any different? Yeah, I think so. At least I hope so. All of our starters have been playing this game. I hope we would have more than 0 points, and I would hope that we would give up less than 17 to the Ravens' backups in the first half. Not just in the first half, pretty much just the first quarter. Kicks away, fielded at around the 5-yard line. This is a decent return here, bouncing off some guys. Takes it to the 30-yard line. Craig Reynolds. Mm-hmm. Under center here, Calic Manis takes the snap, looking, surveying, steps up, now throws down the field. It's going to be caught, I think. Who is that there? Is that Luke McCaffrey? And, of course, they pan back to a Mark Andrews interview no one cares about. Who caught this ball? I think it might have been McCaffrey. It was McCaffrey. Nice catch for him. We've seen a couple of bad plays from Jefferson and McCaffrey, and then a couple of nice plays. Jefferson caught a nice short post last drive, and then McCaffrey with a nice contested catch to move the chains on first down. Good throw by Calic Manis as well. Now Athan will go under center, condensed formation. Takes the snap, hands it off. This looks like Robert Henry Jr., and he will pick up about 2. James Howard, you are correct. I do not drink. Fours is asking, how many yards does Katron Allen have? Not enough to make the team. Hate to break it to you, Fours. He's pretty much a roster lock at this point. Shotgun here, trips left. Calic Manis takes the snap. Stepping up, throwing. Going to be caught short. Oh, my goodness. And Robert Henry Jr. just gets decked by a Ravens defensive lineman on the sideline. Well, he was just standing there. He has a right to just to be where he's standing without getting flagged. What's up, Shaggy? What's up, Shaggy? Good to see you. Shotgun here for Calic Manis on 3rd and 7. Got to move the chains. They send pressure. Calic Manis will launch down the field. Incomplete. Tried to go to Nick Nash, who was running away from his defender. Calic Manis just overthrew him. It'll be 4th down and 7. The Commanders will have to punt. James Howard says, cheers, Jack. I went most of my life without drinking. Now I do. I'll have one for you. Cheers to you, my friend. I'll take a drink of water. Jordan Ross says, biggest challenge for the Commanders this year, finding a group of 5 starting offensive linemen that can protect Jaden Daniels. That will be the biggest challenge. Kicks away from Tressway. Fielded at around the 9-yard line. And fair caught. So Baltimore will have a long field coming up here. Can't help it, man.
I understand, man, but
It's tough.
it is tough.
Tough sledding. It's only the first half.
Bro, it's only 6:04 over here.
Yep.
11 minutes and 10 seconds of time of possession is it's brutal. It's brutal.
I can't stop.
Bro.
This game is so boring. That's why we have these watch parties, man. So that even when the games are boring, you can still tell some jokes, have some fun.
We were here the entire Seahawks game.
Yes, we were. That really was brutal.
Both ways. Yeah. What's up, Jason? Long-time watcher, first-time commenter.
Thanks for watching, Jason.
Even if you're lurking.
User says, let's hear a joke, Jack. Okay. The 2025 Washington Commanders. Specifically the defense. Specifically playing Bobby Wagner as an every down linebacker. Here's another joke. Cutting Tyler Biotish and then moving Nick Allegretti, who has not been able to be a starting guard for you, to center.
Well,
and that's your plan at starting center this year. That's another fucking joke.
Hindsight's 20/20 with that one, obviously with the Biotish injury. I mean, I agree with you, but like still.
Not having a backup plan after failing to get Tyler Linderbaum. How about that?
Hey, look,
that's
man.
a joke.
Hey, Tyler Linderbaum, we're good. We got Nick Allegretti.
Brandon Ayuk's social media strategy. How's that for a joke?
Look, man, this game might be bad, but which Commanders player are you most excited to watch? Jaden Daniels. Easy.
JD. All right, new drive here. Fagnano will take the snap from the pistol, hand it off, and here goes Randall. Finds a crease. He'll pick up a first down. 11-yard gain for Baltimore. First down, Ravens. James Howard. That's a good joke. Ron Rivera.
Yeah, that is a good joke.
Dan Snyder might be the king of all jokes.
What was it? Who did they draft over Christian Gonzalez?
Emmanuel Forbes. By the way, remember, this channel was in its early days. The real ones will remember. I gave that pick a C-. And I got roasted for that. Sperry, you don't know what you're talking about. Why was it a C-, you ask? Because they passed on Christian Gonzalez, who's about to be the highest paid corner in NFL history. Here we go, screen pass here. Good blocking up front. Randall absolutely stiff arms a man, and he's going to pick up a solid, explosive gain. But a flag.
Hey, man.
I think this will be coming back, but
yeah.
Embarrassing defensive snap from the Commanders.
Once again.
Personal foul, chop block on the Commanders.
I don't think that's right.
Additional 15 yards, first down, Ravens.
Okay, well, I guess it was. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Stupid play by Kane Medrano. Medrano goes over there and just
cuts him.
Cuts a blocker by the knees. What are we doing, Kane?
He's supposed to be a special teamer.
He's not making this team.
Yeah.
Under center. Already at the Commanders' 41. They started at their own 9. Now Randall finds a nice little hole to punch through. Pause. Picks up 6.
Steve Spurrier as the Commanders' head coach or the Redskins' head coach. That's also a joke. Tried to recreate the Florida Gators. A little bit past my my time living, though, so I don't know that era.
Second down and 5 for the Ravens. Fagnano will go under center. Play action. He stumbles a little bit, rolling out to the right. Now throws short to Kolar, and a big hit from number 47 from the Washington Commanders. That is Chris Barnes, the linebacker. Be third down and manageable here for the Ravens. Four is saying, is Medrano at risk of being cut? He is. Might make the team as a special teams ace, but I wouldn't be shocked if he gets waived and put on the practice squad. Shotgun here for Fagnano. Condensed formation. We'll hand it off. No, RPO going to throw it to the flat. Caught. Easy first down. Gets down close to the 20-yard line. First down, Ravens. Just no resistance at all. Read option with an RPO. It's a little exotic offensive play call there from Declan Doyle for a preseason game. Under center I formation. At the 24-yard line now are the Ravens. Takes the snap, hands it off. Rasheen Ali's got crease, and he's going to kick it outside. Picks up a first down close to the 10-yard line. First down Ravens as they enter the Prize Picks red zone. Play your first $5 lineup with code HMA. If you do so and you win your first lineup, get $150 in additional lineups. This is a tough watch, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to lie to you. Under center, Fagnano, once again, condensed formation, takes the snap, hands it off. Ali, not going to get much. Gets a couple yards. Gio Espinoza's asking, is the best college football team better than us right now? No. Jaden Daniels would light them up. I mean, Jaden Daniels didn't play for like a terrific LSU team. Obviously, they had some awesome receivers on that team. But like the defense was awful, and he was still destroying. Yeah. So this Washington Commanders team would be the best team in college football for sure. Play action, roll out to the right. Fagnano looking. Is this intercepted? Oh, almost intercepted by Knight, number 32, but he made a good play on the ball. It's incomplete. 3rd down and 8 coming up. Good play by Knight to identify that's where the throw was going to Kolar towards the end zone. Rifle his way in there to get the PBU. Now in the shotgun. 3 receivers set, spread out. Now they send a man in motion, left to right from the slot. And now stoppage of play. I think Jesse Minner calls timeout. All right, another commercial break. So what do you guys think the Commanders' record will be this year? Let us know in the comment section. For me, unless I see this offensive line really start to play well during the year, I think they're probably more of like a 7 to 9 win team, which like is a middle of the road team, but it's probably not a playoff team. I think, especially early on in the season, it's such a gauntlet to start the year. And I think Jaden playing in a brand new style of offense that he's never played in before. I think there's going to be some growing pains there for him early in the year. I think they might, I think this is going to be one of those years where it's like they lose a lot of games early, but then as the season goes on, they're going to win more games. And by the end of the season, we're going to feel very positive about this Commanders team and organization heading into 2026 or 2027, I should say. I think we're going to feel good about both coordinators. I think we're going to feel good about the quarterback. I think we're going to go into the offseason saying, okay, we get Tunsil back in 2027, add some more pieces here, spend some actual damn money in free agency. That'd be nice. Get a deal done with Jaden and go from there. But if this offensive line can hold up, and if they can just be like league average, slightly above league average, and Jaden Daniels exceeds my expectations in the first year of this new pro-style offense, this team could go as far as Jaden can take them, just like in 2024. But we're back. I'm seeing some 9 wins, 6 wins, 3 wins, 4 wins. Seen a lot of 9 and 8s. Callie's saying 7 wins. Third down and 8. Fagnano from the Commanders' 10-yard line. will take the snap. He's looking, clean pocket, throws end zone, and it's going to be caught for a touchdown. You got to be joking. LaJohntay Webster, number 10. Good throw by Fagnano to find that crease in the zone coverage and fit it into a tight window for a touchdown. Just the nightmare first half continues. At least our prize pick survives that drive, Ponzi. That's the best I can say about that drive. Kick is up. It was almost blocked, but it gets past the hand of the rusher, and it's good. 24-0, Ravens lead. Combination of Kane Medrano and Quindle Johnson, the newly signed safety. Just a really good throw by Fagnano to hit his receiver on the back shoulder there, protect his guy. Kane Medrano's having a terrible game, ladies and gentlemen. But we'll get to see Calic Manis operate here with expiring time on the clock here in the first half. See if we can put together a drive that gets us some points. And Ponzi will take care of you guys for the halftime show. Maybe even a little bit into the second half. Kicks away. Good kick. Puts it right at the 1-yard line. And now it's a ball came out. Are you freaking kidding me? The Ravens have it at the 30-yard line again. Commanders fell on it? I didn't see a Commanders player in the area. Jaden Bradley. Oh, never mind. Oh, yeah, the Commanders did jump on top of it. Thank God, but Jaden Bradley had the false start earlier, doesn't have a catch today, and he fumbled on the kick return. Tough day for Jaden Bradley, man.
I don't know about you, Sperry. I would only have a list of losers from this game.
I only have Tyler Owens and Van Jefferson on my winners list right now. Pistol formation, quick throw out. And it's just going absolutely nowhere. Number 84, Jacoby Jones. Luke McCaffrey is still out there. That is just not a good sign. In a game where all the players that are likely to make this roster didn't play at all today, and he's still playing deep into the first half. That's not a good sign. Now Calic Manis has to climb in the pocket. Now he throws and he dirts it to Robert Henry Jr. It's the first time today where I've seen Calic Manis look legitimately panicked. Third down and 9. Let's see if Calic Manis can save this drive. See if Luke McCaffrey can get open here. Calic Manis takes the snap. Gets it out at the top of his drop. It's low. It's caught, but it's going to be well short of the sticks. Fourth down, the Commanders will have to punt. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Yikes might just be the name of our post-game show tonight. Kicks away. And now it drops. Doesn't hit a Raven player. And they will down it at the 26-yard line. Ravens will have an opportunity to do a 2-minute drive here. At 2 minutes and 9 seconds left in this half. I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat being like, if these players have to play this year, we're in trouble. The thing is, these are our third and fourth string guys, man. The Commanders have 41 players not playing tonight. So that's pretty much all their first teamers and all their second teamers are not playing tonight. Only a select few second team guys are playing in this game, and they're already done. So that's the thing about this game, too, is that you can't even read into what's happening on the field as something that's applicable to the regular season, which is a good thing and a bad thing, right? Like, it's bad for the viewing experience because pretty much nothing that happens on the football field matters right now. But it's good because nothing on the football field matters right now in a game that we're losing 24-0, in a game that the third and fourth string guys are just getting absolutely demolished. Dizzy Spider says poorly coached, ? I sure hope not. But it is a possibility. I just hope that when we get to Philly week 1, we're singing a different tune. Because that's a winnable ball game for a decent football team. They're unveiling a brand new offense that Jalen Hurts has apparently really struggled with in camp. You got a brand new defensive scheme that teams don't have tape on. Same thing goes for the offense. So the Eagles, you'd think it would be a little bit on their heels making adjustments, but Ponzi at this point, man, going into the year, I'm not basing this prediction or this call on what I'm seeing on the field today because it's just third and fourth stringers, but based on what we've seen from the first stringers this preseason, I have to say I think the Eagles are going to win, and they should be favored in that game. What say you about that matchup?
Look, man, it's obviously like the one thing that the Eagles have going for them is their defense. I still think their defense will be a top 10 unit. It's going to be a battle of whether or not Jalen Hurts or Jaden Daniels can boot the ball. I kind of favor the Eagles in that one. And that sucks.
Well, I mean, the reason why I think the Eagles could potentially move the ball better is because of Saquon, not because of Jalen. I think
exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
I honestly think it'll be probably a relatively low-scoring game. It's just I really worry about Jaden's first game playing in this offense, a brand new offense going up against Fangio's Eagles. All right, one of the best defenses in the league on the road in a super, difficult environment to play. I don't know, man. I just got a bad feeling about week 1.
Look, man, Jalen Carter, Williams, we're not worried about you. We got Nick Allegretti.
If we have Nick Allegretti out there week 1 after not taking a single snap at center in the preseason versus Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, I just hope Jaden Daniels can get out of that game healthy. Let's just put it that way.
This NFC East has so many good interior defensive linemen. You need to have a good center.
Mm-hmm. Shotgun here to start this drive for Baltimore. Takes the snap. Fagnano, he's going through his progressions. No pressure on him at all. He just finds his check down, Rasheen Ali, who will pick up 10 and an easy first down. Just no resistance at all. Zero. None. Nada.
Yeah, it's
Shotgun here for Fagnano. Takes the snap. Once again, clean pocket. Throws to the flat. It's dropped by Rasheen Ali.
They're making him look like he's like an all-star quarterback right now.
And to give Fagnano credit, he's looked like a good backup in this preseason. but like he's looking like a world beater out there right now.
Yeah. We're seeing some Jeremiah Smith chants in chat. Look, man.
2nd down and 10. Shotgun for Fagnano. Takes the snap, looking for the quick outlet. He's going to throw it wide open, caught for a gain of 5 or 6. God, this game is so boring. He did get out of bounds, so the clock stops at 1:29. Shotgun here for Fagnano. Takes the snap on 3rd and 3. Pressure up the middle. He's going to throw. Incomplete. Tried to go to Tez Walker. Looking for the flag. Not going to get it. It was Carlin Vigors on the coverage. And Commanders actually get a stop.
Maybe a long field goal for Loop. No, wait. They're on 42. I'm stupid. It's been a long game. Dude. Cal Commandus, 2-minute touchdown drive.
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, you got all 3 timeouts.
It's going to go crazy.
Got all 3 timeouts. What are we at with the prize picks right now?
Not looking good, Jim. Oh, let me fix this.
Kicks away. Going to get down. A Ravens player touches it. And they're going to recover it and down it at the 14-yard line. So really the best case scenario for here is that Calic Manis can lead them down for like a field goal. Right now, he's still pretty far away. He's not even halfway to the more he needs to hit on 114.5.
70 yards.
Hopefully he plays it. Hopefully he plays the whole game.
Why not?
Hopefully that's the plan, is just give Calic Manis this entire game.
70-yard drive, field goal. Then we're cooking. Well, we need 71 yards.
Trips left here for Calic Manis. Now he sends McCaffrey in a motion. Now a return orbit motion. Fakes the screen to him. Now goes through the screen to his tight end. Can't block for him. Nicholas Petit Frere, you suck. TFL, and the clock will continue to run. Jesus. Criminus. Nicholas Petit Frere might be the worst player on any NFL roster right now. That's brutal. Timeout called by the Ravens. They want the ball again. Why are we calling timeouts in a 24-0 preseason game? This makes no sense. Empty formation for Calic Manis. He's got a bunch out to the left, doubles right. Takes the snap. Calic Manis, top of the drop, throws. It's off the hands of Luke McCaffrey. Luke, you can't be dropping these passes, man. I would say if the Commanders can get something for Luke McCaffrey, he's available for trade. You just got to pay for the soda in the Commanders clubhouse for the rest of the year. The old Billy Bean trade. Shotgun here for Calic Manis. We'll take the snap on 3rd and 10. Top of the drop. Now throws down the field. Incomplete. Don't know exactly who he was throwing to there. Looked like Luke McCaffrey and somebody else was pissed, and Calic Manis is pissed at somebody. All I know is that it's not looking good. Another 3 and out for the Commanders, and Baltimore will have another opportunity here at the end of the first half. Probably, yeah. Tressway on to punt. He's having a very busy day today. It's going to be fair caught at the 36-yard line or so. That's where the Ravens will take over with 53 seconds left in the half. Oh. All right, let's see if the Ravens can make this 27-0 heading into half, or even worse. Fagnano from the shotgun. Takes the snap. Top of the drop. Throws deep down the field. Receiver wasn't ready for it. Incomplete. Receiver looking for the flag. He's not going to get it. I don't think that receiver was expecting to get the ball. That's not a good look from Tez Walker, who's probably trying to make this team. When you look surprised that the ball is coming your way, Ponzi, that's not a good look. Pretty good throw by Fagnano, too. Like, if he would have just kept running, I think that would have hit him in stride. Marshall Robinson said it in the chat. No pass rush at all. There's just nothing even threatening Fagnano at this point. Takes the snap. Fagnano, clean pocket again. Now throws. Caught. Runaway route. And it's going to be a big explosive gain. First down Ravens. He is brought down inbounds, though. Ravens only have one timeout while they use it here. And, of course, they go to a replay. Hey, college kids running the board. This isn't when you do this. Takes the snap. Fagnano, once again, clean pocket. Throws. Caught. Wide open. Underneath. It'll be a gain of around 7 or 8. Clock stops with 18 seconds left.
I don't know who it was. Someone just got completely punked on the left side or the right side.
I believe it.
This is not good for our prize picks. This might be cooked. Double ways. On the outskirts of field goal range already.
Yep, they've already attempted one from this distance. They might as well do it again. Second down and 3. Shotgun Fagnano. Takes the snap. Once again, no pressure. Just steps up, throws, clean pocket to Tez Walker, who makes the catch. First down Ravens. And that's where the Ravens will call their last timeout. Sure, they'll probably take a shot or, have a shot play called if there's nothing there. Fagnano will just throw it away.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Loop was hitting it from like 70 yards out in pregame.
Well,
he's got a leg, man. There's no doubt about that.
It's always been an accuracy thing for him. Even then, he was still pretty good. Still pretty accurate last season. It's just not when the moment mattered the most. And to be fair to him, there might have been mythical forces in that game, so... Are they kicking it now?
I don't know. No, they're not.
No.
They're going to run one play. Currently on Washington's 33-yard line. This would be about a 50-yard kick if they attempt it from here. Fagnano will take the snap. Will throw down the left sideline. Incomplete. Decent coverage from Vigors there. And that's when they'll send Loop in. Try to make this 27-0 at half. Oh. I haven't seen this bad of a first half performance from a Commanders team since when we played Seattle last year on Sunday night. And it was just like a complete bloodbath. And that was the same game Jaden got hurt, by the way. 50-yard kick here for Loop. Miss it. Kick is up.
Oh!
And he missed it! Let's go! His second miss of the game.
Honestly, Sperry.
God.
Hail Mary range.
Tyler Loop with his second miss of the game. Wide left.
We're alive.
And our prize picks is still alive. Can we get a Hail Mary from Ethan Kalikmanis? I don't even think it would be enough.
It would be 67.
From this distance.
Yeah, let's see. Nope. It would not
So
be.
right now, our hopes of hitting the Kalikmanis prize picks is that he plays into the third quarter.
Bro, what are we doing? Go for the Hail
Now
Mary.
they're going under center. 2 seconds left. They just hand this off. Yep, Robert Henry. It's a decent gain of 8 or 9, but that'll be it for the first half. All right, Ponzi's going to take care of you guys here for halftime. I'll be back but at the start of the second half here.
Reportedly, he'll be back.
Reportedly. We'll see how long this bathroom break takes. But I'll see you guys here in a second.
All right. Let's talk about this question again. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people are going to see this score and going to attribute it to, well, the Commanders just stink. The Commanders' bench boys stink. The Commanders, I wouldn't even call them water boys. I would call them water carriers. The water boys for the water boys. That's what these guys are. No disrespect, Stephen A. Smith style. No disrespect to them at all, but these are certified scrubs. They're bums. Anyway, I really do think that this is it's a brutal game. Brutal game. I'll answer all guys' questions in the chat. I have my chat pulled up right here. Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal. Oh, John Masood coming in with a $10. I'll get that pulled up right away for you, Mr. Masood. As a reminder, we do have a raffle. Couple ways away from it. Says, hail to the newlyweds, hail Ponzi, hail Chat Sports. I'm sure Jack Sperry appreciates you and Cassie Sperry as well. Very, very real one right here. This is a very certified real one, John Masood. But yeah, 9 to 10 wins, 9 to 8 or 9 and 8. I really look, man. I was crazy when I first started here, and I said like 12 wins should be your limit there. It's saying that you should have a winning season. You should have a 12-win season. That would be a disappointment to say that you didn't have one. And last year they were one of the worst teams in the NFL just because of the injuries, whatever the case may be. But I mean, at the end of the day, you can predict a team's record. You can predict a team's forecast in the future. You don't really know anything at the end of the day because like, let's say Jaden Daniels takes that huge, massive step forward in this new David Blau offense, and he's an MVP candidate, and he carries this team to, like, 15 wins. Not saying it's realistic, but at the end of the day, it's going to be, it's really not looking good on paper. But good thing football isn't played on paper. Just like, I'm a really big baseball guy. Analytics. They can only do so much. The game's played on the field. You can get the best guys. You can get the most talented guys. You get the guys that were 1,000-yard receivers, and all of a sudden they just stink. Because that's football. JoJo saying, why not use their cap room? Because Adam Peters is Adam Peters, man. Look, he comes from the 49ers, like, type of, he comes from the 49ers, system. And if you recall, the 49ers were very much kind of a draft and develop team. Especially with their guys. They like to develop their guys and sign their guys. The problem is that this team hasn't been the best at drafting. And that's just being completely transparent. I don't think Adam Peters has had a really good draft class ever as Commanders GM. You could argue 2024, but he fell right into the laps of Jaden Daniels. Like, let me pull up their draft record. Hold up. Give me a second. Because they have not been really good. And, like, the thing is that, like, you could argue the 49ers were not that good at drafting either during Adam Peters' tenure, but at the same time, they fell into guys like Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, and, the Trent Williams trade was a trade that, comparable to the Larry Tunsil trade or vice versa there, where Larry Tunsil was supposed to be this team's Trent Williams, which is ironic enough. And obviously when you have that guy get hurt, kind of ruins a little bit of your plan just because, you have that stalwart, that left tackle. But they don't really have any good draft classes. I think Adam Peters. Look, man, I love the Commanders. I love this team. I don't know if Adam Peters is the guy. I really don't. Look at this. 2024, his first draft class with the Commanders. Jaden Daniels, Jerzon Newton, Mike Sanderskill, Ben Sennett, Brandon Coleman, Luke McCaffrey, Jordan McGree, Dominique Hampton, and Javonte Jean-Baptiste. Are any of those names good? Other than Jaden. Are any of them an above average NFL player? Answer that for me, guys. Are any of them an above average NFL player, an above replacement level NFL player? I say no. I think that they have been one of the worst teams in drafting, and it sucks. I really like this year's draft class, but the problem is you had 4 picks. You had 6 picks. And then last year's draft class, Josh Connolly Jr., Trey Amos, Jalen Lane, Kane Majano, Ja'Cory Crossky-Merritt. You could argue Ja'Cory Crossky-Merritt could be a above average running back, but he hasn't proven it yet. Trey Amos looked really good, but he got hurt. Josh Connolly definitely struggled a little bit, but he looked fine. But the thing is that are we drafting for fine, or are we drafting to be a Super Bowl contender? And you could argue this, guys, is that the 49ers level of GMs just don't know how to draft. And a lot of people would agree with you on that one. But it's just brutal. Got a super chat here. Yeah, I don't know if it's the scouting department. I don't know if it's Peters pulling the decisions. I don't know if it's Quinn. We don't know, frankly. And it just stinks. It really does. Yeah, it's brutal. Yeah, John, that's a great point. When you're injured, your late round picks, your day 3 picks are important. And frankly, to the Commanders and to Adam Peters' credit, they have been bad. Their backups have been bad. Dizzy Spider with the $5 super chat. Ponzi, why does Sperry make you stay in the closet and not getting more screen time? Lol, is this guy Blau a legit offensive coordinator? To your first point, I let Sperry handle the show. Obviously, he's the host of the Commanders Report. I like to chime in, with my quips, my jokes, or whatever. They give my analysis, but at the end of the day, this is Sperry's show. So I do think that, my job is to produce, give you guys the best product on screen. But I appreciate you wanting to see more from me. But David Blau, first-time coordinator, honestly, look, man, as much, and I'm Cliff Kingsbury hate watch, I'm a Texas Tech fan, and that guy single-handedly ruined the tenure of Patrick Mahomes and drove Baker Mayfield out of Texas Tech. Read into it. I don't think he's an NFL offensive coordinator that can make a team go to the Super Bowl. Although he did really do close with the NFC Championship, but I just think if there was going to be a window for him to do that, it was going to be the first year, just because of the fact that that offense it runs its course. We looked at Kyler Murray like that. Kyler Murray with the first couple years with Cliff Kingsbury was an MVP candidate for most of the majority of the first half of the the season, and then teams got the scouting reports on them and the film on these guys and realized how to stop it. I don't think he did bad last year. I think he was injured, but you could definitely kind of tell that it was getting a little bit too gimmicky and too collegey. And maybe that's the way the NFL is going, but I really don't think it is. then that's just my opinion. But like at the end of the day, like David Blau, to go back to the point, David Blau is like a risk. He's a Ben Johnson type of guy, but he's never called plays before. He's been highly regarded everywhere he's gone as a backup quarterback, and we're kind of seeing that that web of guys like Davis Webb, no pun intended. The backup quarterbacks become coordinators, just because of the fact that they kind of are in a way. These backup quarterbacks, they're clipboard gurus. Their job is to know the offense in and out. I think it has the potential to be good. Think it's potential to be a top 10 offense, maybe not this year, but also I do think it has potential to blow up. And I don't know. I love the hire of Javonte Jones. I definitely think that was a little bit more of a proven hire. I'm just a little concerned for Dan Quinn's job security, especially if the offense can't get going. Like it will be talked about if Cliff Kingsbury firing him was the right decision, and I think it was. I think if we really want to get the best out of these players, we're going to have to transition our offense into a better way. Like I think that's probably the next one. Name one good backup player on the Commanders. I can't. Like you could argue Marcus Mariota. Yeah, but like even then he's injured, and I don't know if I want to say that's not really the question you're asking. The edge room is deep, but it's a lot of old guys. Linebacker room's young. Well, two of them are. I can't. Preseason means everything for the depth, and I'm not impressed with the depth I'm seeing. I give this. No, these guys aren't going to be playing. This has nothing to do with these backups. It does say everything about his late round draft picks, and that sucks. That does suck. I want Dan fired now. Look, man. Yeah, Rashad White's really good. I like him. It's yeah, the drafts have been bad before Peters. I mean, but like the thing is that like that's why we brought in Peters. Does that not make sense? Like, can't say, hey, here's a load of crap, make it a diamond, but like also the guy just gives, hey, oh, we're just making loads of crap now. Kind of see where I'm going with that? Yeah, it's a boring game. It's boring. Who do you tank for Jeremiah Smith? I mean, if he falls in your lap just because of injuries, I mean, I'm not going to say you tank. I think tanking's, I don't know, y'all's stance on tanking. I think it's immoral. I really do. I think it's like you play to win the game. In the words of, actually, who said that quote? You play to win the game. Any guesses? Y'all probably know. Come on. Believe me, I'm an NFL historian, even though I'm young. I'm like about to turn 22, but I do think that it's very important to look at the history of the NFL. And unfortunately, the Commanders have been, we have been really, really, really struggling. And a lot of times, there are the days where, of course, my dad's a Cowboys fan, my mom's a Redskins fan, and my late grandpa, was a Redskins fan as well. He would tell me all the time about the glory days of the Commanders, and that's why I know a lot about this team. It's just you look at those teams and you look at these teams, and you're like, man, it really is kind of sad to see one ownership group kind of completely destroy this team's reputation. But it's just Herm Edwards. Yep, that is the correct guy. Herm Edwards also had the miracle at the Meadowlands. So I didn't even know that, but I remember like watching the highlight again just recently, and I was like, Herm Edwards, is that the same Herm Edwards? Funny enough, was. But yeah, you got to be able to hit on more than one player in the draft, and Jaden Daniels doesn't deserve any credit. You could have drafted Jaden Daniels at home. Honestly, you couldn't have messed that up unless you drafted J.J. McCarthy. Marshall Robinson has been a Redskins fan since 1972. So is my grandpa. Actually, I think he's earlier than that. Like, early Redskins days. He'd have the radio connected. We're back here in Maryland. I'll give you guys play-by-play. And Commanders receive the kick. It'll be out to the 30-yard line. And that's where we are expecting Sam Hartman to go with the Commanders. But we'll have to see. I mean, I would probably give this game to Ethan Kaliakmanis if I'm going to be completely honest. Sam Hartman enters the game for the Commanders. All righty. We might not see Sperry for a while. It is not looking good. I'll say that for the least. Yeah, this Baltimore podcast does not have the right. Hartman's been for the team for a little bit. Hartman and shotgun to the right, motions his tight end, and we'll hand it off here. I believe this is Robert Henry. He finds a crease, and he'll get a 4-yard gain. One of the better runs of the night, and that's saying something. Sperry's still in the bathroom. There's a flag on the play because, of course, it is, and it's holding against the defense. So it'll be an automatic first down for the Commanders. And not a lot of rare sight here to see holding on the defense on a run play. So it's a very rare call, but it is a call. Jack went home to get a nap. Yeah, the Baltimore production crew is terrible. I used to work on production crews, not for NFL, but for like D2 football. We were better than this. Hartman is also garbage juice. So tired of watching that guy. I agree. Hartman with 3 to the right. We'll hand it off again, and no gain because the Commanders' offensive line cannot block. Fun times. Dude. Will we score a point? Will we score a point? I don't know. All right. Shotgun here for Hartman. Robert Henry in the backfield. Looks like he'll probably get the run here in the second half. Second down at 10. Hartman will take the snap, looking back to pass, looks up, steps up, and will get sacked because he doesn't know how to step up into a clean pocket and deliver. Scared man. He is a scared man, guys. There is a flag. Will we see defensive holding again? Holding. Commanders are backing up. Offense. Probably going to be declined. Yeah. Got held and made the sack. Pathetic. I mean, look, guys, these are glorified gym instructors coming back, so that really doesn't tell you anything about the Commander season this year. You ready here?
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm back, folks. Third down and 10. Hartman obviously in the game here. Looks like our prize picks is cooked when it comes to Kaliakmanis. Hartman will take the snap here on a blitz, 3rd and 10. He will throw with all of his might. Almost got a pick 6, but somehow went through the hands of the DB and into the arms of the Commanders player. It'll be 4th down and short coming up. Anything of note happened there while I was 2 supers? Anything in the game that went good or bad? Nothing? They were close to midfield. They had to get there somehow. Really? That sucks. 4th and 3, they're going for it here at midfield. Shotgun Hartman, he'll take the snap. They send pressure. He throws, and it's dropped. Jacoby Jones. You know, it was better than this. It was better than watching this game, I'll tell you that right now. Hartman put it right in Jones's hands, and he dropped it on 4th. Yep, this is pretty rough, guys. Had a couple supers, huh? Couple 5s. There we go. Shout out to John. Always a real one. Should we just have our winners and losers list for the post-game show be winners nobody, losers everybody? Like, right now, I'm picking at straws to find winners, guys. Like, Tyler Owens had a couple decent tackles. Van Jefferson made that nice catch. And then Van Jefferson's a winner just because Luke McCaffrey's looked so bad. And then Brian Coart had a TFL on the first drive of the game, but that's it. That's what I've got for my winners list so far. Oh, man. Hopefully the defense can get a stop here, but honestly, man, Tyler Loop makes his field goals here. It's 30-0. 30-0. I hope so. Right now, NFL Network is showing the Giants and Jets game. You know, honestly, we might as well watch the fucking Giants and Jets at this point. Ron Volbert is asking, how did we look when we practiced against the Ravens this week? Exactly like we're looking right now. Terrible. We got smoked on both sides of the ball, reportedly. So this week has just been very, very, very discouraging for Commanders fans. Got smoked in the joint practice. Antonio Williams was the only one that actually looked any good. And now they're doing the 2-box here. Next commercial break might make sense to go to NFL Plus. Under center here for Fagnano on 1st and 15 after a false start penalty. Steps up, clean pocket again. Delivers, throws, and it's low, but it looks like it's caught for a first down. Baltimore, explosive pass. Just there's no resistance at all, Ponzi. Pass rush, nobody is getting home. I think they called it incomplete, and now Jesse Minner is threatening to throw that red challenge flag. Now he's putting it back in his pocket, so I guess it did hit the ground. Let's see, you've got the replay. Yeah, that hit the ground. So it'll be 2nd down and 15 coming up here. Second and 15 under center, Fagnano. Takes the snap, play action, clean pocket again, throws as he gets hit. It's going to be caught. Get about half the yardage back or so. Be 3rd down and relatively long coming up. Flag on the play. And it looks like it's going to be on the Commanders, and that's going to give Baltimore a fresh set of downs, because of course it is. Personal foul on the Commanders after the play. You kidding me? This is an embarrassing performance, man. I don't care if it's all backups in the final preseason game. This is a joke. We're shoving people's helmets after the play's over? What are we doing? Fred Davis II. He's gone after this game's over. Under center for Fagnano. Hands it off. And this is, oh my goodness, tried to hurdle a man. And he gets flipped over. Number 35 for the Ravens. Running back, Jonathan Ward. Found a nice hole. And then number 32 for the Commanders. That would be... Made a nice play earlier. Quantrez Knight was able to cut him at the legs. He flips over. So, interesting play to look at, but a big gain for Baltimore. He's 2nd down and 1. I'm telling you, man, watching these preseason, like, broadcasts on mute when they just don't do it the right way and you can't tell what's going on. You can't tell when a penalty's being called. You can't tell, anything that's going on. It's just brutal. Second down and 1. I mean, if we're going to be sitting here watching this game, man, we might as well have some fun. We might as well spin the wheel a few times, do some lemon shots. Might as well get to $100 in Super Chat donations so we can do a raffle at the end of the show. Right now we're sitting at $25 in Super Chat donations. $5 would get you in the raffle if we have one tonight. $10 gets you 3 tickets and a lemon shot. $20 we spin the wheel for you. If you guys want to do something more fun than just watching this football game, feel free to send in some Super Chats. We'll get this party started. Under center, Fagnano going to hand it off, and there's a big hole for Jonathan Ward, and he will go down to the 15-yard line. 1st down, Ravens. Embarrassing. What's even more embarrassing is that we kicked the Dolphins' ass when they came to our place a couple weeks ago. We beat them in the joint practice. Handily, reportedly. Beat them in the preseason game. Under center for Fagnano. Handoff Ward looking for a crease. He's going to fall forward for about 3 yards. So I'm not sure if anybody playing on the field right now wearing burgundy wants a roster spot. It's almost like the coaches told them already that they're getting cut. And hell, they might as well have already done that with the 41 players that they're sitting tonight. Under center is Fagnano. In the Prize Picks Red Zone, by the way, download the Prize Picks app. Use code HMA when you play your first $5. If you win that lineup, you get $150 in additional lineups. It's a play-action boot to the right. They're going to throw it to the flat. Pezza is going to make a man miss. Fight forward for even more yardage. Inside the 5. 1st down, Ravens. So this is just sad at this point, man. Fagnano looks like an all-pro quarterback. He looks like Joe Burrow with his X Factor activated in Madden. Can't miss. Under center. Condensed formation. Hands it off to Ward. Untouched. Touchdown, Ravens. Giant hole formed. Ward got in there untouched. Not even a single lick of an attempt to stop that run. Everybody's given up on the Washington Commanders at this point. Everybody. Kick is up and good. 31-0 Ravens. At this point, can we just have a pact between both teams to just continuously knee the ball out? Waste as much time off the clock as possible? This is brutal, man. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I seriously think most of our winners list here today, Ponzi, is going to be players that did not play in this game. Simply because if you didn't play in this game, you're almost certainly making the team. Like, I seriously think at this point, most of the winners on the winners list are going to be players that didn't even suit up for this game. Which is, like, so sad that is where we're currently at when it comes to the grand scheme of this game, but just is what it is, man. Hopefully the starters and the second teamers, when we get to the regular season, play better than this. Do. 31-0. Commanders losing. All right, we're back in Baltimore. Commanders about to get the ball back, but Sam Hartman's going to be the quarterback, so it's not like it's going to matter. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, just keep that weigh-in up there for the rest of the game. Just get those Fs in the chat for the rest of this game, man. This is embarrassing. Like, theoretically, with third and fourth team guys playing the entirety of the game for the Ravens and the Commanders, this should be a pretty hotly contested game where it's back and forth. But no, like, this is just a straight up shellacking. Kicks away, and now Jaden Bradley slips. He's had a rough day returning it. He only gets to the 25. Let's see what Hartman's got. Looks like Craig Reynolds is out there right now as the running back. Hartman takes the snap, hands it to Reynolds. Pick up a solid gain of 5. Decent blocking up front from the Commanders. Just trying to find any positivity that I can find. Hartman goes under center again. 2 tight end set. Nick Nash and Jaden Bradley are the 2 receivers out there. Hartman takes the snap, hands it off. Reynolds makes a nice cut. He's looked pretty good today. Picks up the first down and another gain of around 7 yards or so. Flag on the frickin' play. Are you joking me? This is almost definitely holding on the Commanders. Gotta say, man, Craig Reynolds has looked pretty good. McKitty, backup tight end, your 6th or 7th string tight end gets called for holding. So instead of a new set of downs and a couple nice runs to move the chains, now it's 2nd down and 14 with a quarterback that can't throw the ball. 3 receiver set, takes the snap, quick throw. It's caught on the stick route. Jaden Bradley makes the catch and makes it 3rd and somewhat manageable here. Shotgun Hartman for 3rd and 8. See if he can move the chains here. Takes the snap. Looking down the field on a deep shot, and he overshot Bradley. Incomplete. Missed him by at least 5 yards. And that's where this drive went. I'm sorry, man. The only thing you could do at this point is laugh. It's the only thing you could do at this point. Oh. Kicks away. It's a short punt, but now it's going to take a Commander's bounce and go all the way down to the 16-yard line. So good punt from Tress Way. There'll be a long field for Baltimore. But another short drive for the Commanders offense. 31-0. Commanders are losing. Can't believe I almost messed up and said they were leading. They haven't led this entire game. They haven't even scored yet. But you know what you guys can score on? Our friends at Prize Picks this football season. America's #1 sports picks app. Preseason football is here. It won't be around for long. And there isn't a better place to cash in on your football takes this regular season than with our friends at Prize Picks. The app is really easy to use. You just pick more than or less than on a few player stat projections and then lock in your lineup. Unfortunately, right now, we're still sticking in there. Ethan Kaliakmanis, his day is over, so unfortunately that one will not hit. But thankfully for us, this is a flex lineup, so if Drew Stevens can make 2 field goals in this half and Tyler Loop doesn't make any in this half, we could be walking away with some money from our friends at Prize Picks. But I don't know, man. This Commanders offense has not been in Ravens territory all that much in this game. We'll see if Sam Hartman is able to lead a couple of drives. But best of all, guys, Prize Picks just switched their offer for you just in time for football season. All you have to do is play your first $5 lineup with code HMA. And if you win that lineup, you get $150 in additional lineups. Because of this new offer, there's not a better time to join than right now, right before the start of football season. So lock in and win that first lineup today. One more time, that's code HMA at sign up to get $150 in bonus lineups if you win your first $5 lineup. Click the link in the comments and description to download the app today. As always, play responsibly, and a big thank you to Prize Picks for sponsoring the Commanders Report. Oh, man. The second halves of these preseason games have at least been watchable, Ponzi, because Kaliakmanis has been playing in them. But now that Sam Hartman's playing for the entire second half, unless he gets injured, it's just like you're down 31 points. You got your 4th stringers in there, including Sam Hartman. There's just not a whole lot to watch this game for other than, watching it with your friends here on the Commanders Report. I believe it. Oh, so they're going to the Giants game now. I think it's probably time to make the switch here, Ponzi. Gotta say, man, based on what we've seen from the depth for the Washington Commanders this preseason, if we have a season like we had last year where there's a lot of injuries all over this roster, it's just like this feels like this season could get off the rails really quickly.
Don't know how much you were listening to my halftime special here. Exactly what I said. And Adam Peters has not been good at drafting in day 3.
By the way, the Washington Commanders have 2 first downs in this game. One of them came on a defensive penalty from Baltimore. They have only moved the chains on their own volition once in this entire game.
They're even doing split screen on this broad. Oh, there's a
we
fumble!
have an interception. We have an interception. Let's go, the Commanders. Get an interception, and of course our stream cuts out.
Let's hope they're doing it still on TV. Because we have to.
We have an interception here.
This will be a big.
I'm going to try and see you on ESPN while we get our stream situation figured out here.
Hoping to God. Okay, they are still doing it on here. Somehow.
There we go. Commanders get an interception. That's Joshua Bledsoe. Another one of the safeties they signed this week. Getting the interception, and now the Commanders have the ball in Ravens territory, I think only for the second time today. So maybe a chance for Drew Stevens to get his first field goal here. All right, there's a little positivity, guys. Let's go. Type those INTs. There's a little positivity. Joshua Bledsoe getting an interception on Joey Fagnano. Type those INTs. Let's go. Are they saying it's not a pick? Did it hit the ground? Did he drop it?
I'm making a complete what of myself. The most embarrassing thing you've ever seen. And now it's worse because I'm repeating everything you say
right
into the microphone. Well.
Oh, they are reviewing it. Frick.
You know what? I've been going to it all night, guys. Type those Fs.
Type those Fs. Right when
we didn't even know what happened.
Right when something goes our way. Stream is cutting out. We finally get an interception and the ball hit the ground?
They're not even showing the replay.
Yeah, they're showing a freaking player interview on the sideline.
And it's Marlon Humphrey.
Like this has been what's wrong with the Ravens broadcast this game. Each time they've done a review, they don't go to the replay. Like that's
now we see it.
Oh, so here we go. Oh, did the ball hit the ground before the ball popped up? Is that what they're saying?
You were the one who told us.
So essentially the ball was thrown. The Ravens player that dove for it couldn't corral it. The ball popped up into the air. Bledsoe was then caught it while it popped up in the air. I think this is an interception. I don't see this ball hit the ground.
They already reversed it, Sperry.
Jesus. They already reversed it. So right when something good happens to the Commanders, and watch, it's 3rd down and 7 now. They are going to move the chains. Just wait. They're going to extend this drive. And by the way, they just put in a new quarterback. The Ravens did.
Who did they get? Pavia?
No, it's Austin Reed.
Oh,
3rd-year quarterback out of Western Kentucky.
This guy stinks.
If we can't stop this cat, I don't even know what to say, guys. 3rd down and 7. Let's see if this defense can get off the field.
They couldn't have just given us one.
Reed takes the snap from shotgun. He's looking. He throws over the middle into the seam, and it's intercepted for real this time. He gets up, and now he's running.
Go!
There he goes. Get going. And it's going to be returned all the way to the 24-yard line of the Ravens. They get the interception this time. It is number 40, Quindell Johnson.
You know what they say, Sperry.
Oh,
don't lie.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Austin Reed's first pass through the seam. The receiver wasn't even looking at it. And Quindle Johnson is there to catch it and return it to the 24-yard line.
I don't know about you, Sperry. This game's not over. You just have to score on every single play.
Ponzi, it's over.
Wait for the flag.
Yeah, waiting for the flag at this point. Waiting for the review. Waiting for the review or the flag. But nope, the Commanders' offense is out there. They break the huddle.
Sam Hartman's going to throw
under center.
Six.
Honestly, at this point, we're just rooting for our prize picks. Let's just get the 3 points here. Play action, roll out to the right. Hartman immediately under pressure. Now he runs around the DT, and he just throws this away.
Surprised it wasn't almost picked off on the sideline. Look, man. Commanders may be losing this game, but we'll be here throughout all the regular season when actual players are playing. And hopefully we never see these bums again. So subscribe if you want to keep up with the Washington Commanders, man. Because this is brutal.
We'll have our final roster projection on the show tomorrow. We'll have the official roster reaction when it releases on Sunday. 2nd down and 10, empty for Hartman. Takes the snap, will throw over the middle to his check down. Jones, who will pick up 3. 3rd down and 7 coming up. Looks like we're going to be having a field goal here pretty soon. Oh. I'm so ready for preseason football to be over, guys. I'm so ready. Like, it's obviously good. First preseason game, get to see the first action, all that different stuff. But by the time you get to week 3, it's like, can this thing just end already? 3rd down and 7. Shotgun Hartman. He takes the snap. Looking, clean pocket. Now he's panicking in the pocket. Now he's scrambling. Now he throws on the run towards the end zone. Incomplete. Overshot his man by yards. Tried to go to Nick Nash on the scramble drill. It wasn't even close.
You know what that means, Sperry. Field goal. Field goal. Field goal. Field goal. Field goal.
Prize picks. Prize picks. By the way, they are in the Prize Picks red zone. Download the Prize Picks app today.
Not.
Wait, they're not?
They're
at the 21. So never mind on the Prize Picks red zone. We started at the 24. We couldn't even get inside the Prize Picks red zone. That's how bad Sam Hartman is, ladies and gents.
Come on,
all right, here
Stevens.
we go. We need Drew Stevens to get 2 field goals in this half. This one would make the first one. Stevens puts it up and right down the middle, what you want to see there. Made the 39-yard attempt, and we're not getting shut out tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That's at least the positive news.
Look, Sperry, I didn't hear no bell.
But the bad news is we still only have 1 first down in this game that wasn't based on a penalty from Baltimore. That's crazy that the offense has been that bad. So with that made kick, here's our updated Prize Picks lineup. If we can get 1 more Drew Stevens field goal and Loop doesn't make a field goal for the rest of the game, we win a little bit of money from Prize Picks. So
well,
that's the one thing that we're rooting for at this point.
I hate to inform this to you, Sperry. We just get our money back.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Well, hey, a push is a win. A push is a win as far as I'm concerned. But even with Stevens, with that one being a demon, you only make the money back?
Yes. This is a 3-pick.
Well, hey, trying not to lose $20 here, okay? Like, let me live.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, man. You take the split at the blackjack table. Ron saying sounds like no one wants to play. I just think they want to play. I just don't think they're good at playing. And that's sad. I feel bad a little bit.
James Howard is asking, what are Hartman's preseason stats? I'm scared to look.
Well, you can show these ones right now.
I'm scared to look. So far in this game, it's been pretty bad.
Wow.
3 of 7. This is against fourth string backups, by the way. 16 yards, no touchdowns, no picks, and a quarterback rating of 50.3. By the way, this guy will be in our building this year. He's going to be the practice squad quarterback. Because guess why? He's friends with Jaden Daniels.
LMAO.
Talk about your most ridiculous things of all time.
Justin Fields just threw another pick. That guy stinks.
All right. Touchback here on the kickoff in Baltimore. So Baltimore will take over at the 35. The only real, I don't even want to say this because I know I'm going to jinx it, but the only real positive in this game right now, guys, is that there hasn't been any major injuries. Now, it's not like it really matters that much because none of these guys are going to be playing, but under center, handoff. Ward breaks a tackle, and now he's loose on the opposite side of the field. It gets to the 50. Someone grabs his horse collar, but he doesn't bring him down. So now they're once again in Commander territory. I mean, it just seems like every single drive, guys, every drive, they are very quick to get into Commander territory. By the way, the missed tackle belongs to number 64 of the Commanders. I don't even see this guy's number. Flag on the play, or this is going to be... It's on the Commanders. Great. Awesome. Who the hell is 64? He's not even listed on my roster here. Almost 6 yards of play, guys. They're 4 of 9 on third down. They've possessed the ball for almost 30 minutes and 3 quarters. Horse collar tackle, 15 yards, and now they're already on the Commanders' 26. Reed from empty takes the snap. Will throw quickly, wide open underneath, because why not? Picks up almost 20 yards on a short completion. Inside the Prize Picks Red Zone, download the Prize Picks app today. Use code HMA when you play your first $5 lineup. If you win that lineup, you get $150 in additional lineups. I'm trying to think of the last time we saw a Commanders preseason game that was this bad. Under center, Reed will hand it off to Ward, who will find about 2 yards. Last year. Sign of things to come, I guess. We all know how last year went. Shotgun. Reed throws shorts on the screen. Won't go very far, maybe a yard. Yeah. Honestly, at this point, who cares? Just score a touchdown. Just trying to make our money back on Prize Picks. 3rd and goal, shotgun. Trips left. Reed takes the snap. Washington sends pressure. It doesn't get home. Reed has all day. Throws end zone. Good coverage, though. Incomplete. Is there a flag? No flags. And Ponzi and I are cooked. Unless we get a block kick. They make this kick, there's officially nothing left to watch this game for. Come on, block that kick. Kick is up and good, and there goes our Prize Picks for the night. 34-3. Oops. Ravens lead. Yeah. Apparently don't listen to us, guys, because we apparently don't know ball. Unfortunately, even if Drew Stevens gets another field goal, we're officially... Unless Sam Hartman gets injured and Calic Manis has to come in and finish this game. Of course, we're not rooting for that, but... Fours here says, what a miserable way to end the preseason and get ready for the real season. It creates a miserable atmosphere and negative thoughts in all the players and coaches because if it starts going south, ... I mean, I think the starting players feel pretty confident still in their abilities, but yeah. Kick is away. It's going to be a touchback. Commanders will get it at the 35. And then, you know, you start your season, guys, with just an absolute gauntlet. Let's just go through the games here at the beginning of the season. Week 1, on the road in Philly. Not an easy game to go win. At Dallas, week 2. Another really good team. They're probably even better than the Eagles. You're probably staring 0-2 in the face. Under center here for Hartman. First down, hands it off to Craig Reynolds. Finding and sifting his way through some blocks. He's looked good today. 8-yard gain. Then you get the reigning Super Bowl champions in the home opener in week 3. That smells a lot like 0-3 to me, Ponzi. Then you get the Colts in week 4 at home. Winnable game, hopefully. You know? Then you get a winnable game at home versus the Giants. And then you get the Brandon Ayuk game in week 6 against the Niners. Under center, toss play. Reynolds once again finds a crease, and he's going to pick up an explosive run all the way down to the Ravens' 41-yard line. No flag on the play, just a good run. Listen, man, there's a running back spot, a 4th running back spot available on this 53-man roster. Craig Reynolds might be running his way onto a 53-man roster spot to start this season. All I know, man, before the bye in week 7, if this team can be 2-4, I'll be happy with that. Now here we go, Craig Reynolds, another stiff arm. Now there's a flag. Are they going to get another holding here? Craig Reynolds is playing some ball here in the second half of the preseason. But I think this is going to be holding on the offense, and it is. Just too many penalties, man. So many penalties. getting behind the sticks. Hartman can't throw down the field, so the second this team gets a holding penalty, the drive is over. Nicholas Petit-Frere again. He should never take another NFL snap after this game. Ever. Preseason or otherwise. How is this guy a starter for multiple years in Tennessee? And Brian Callahan was an offensive line guy. First and 20, shotgun for Hartman. Hartman takes the snap, draw play, Henry, and he stops in his tracks and he gets no yardage. Draw play on 1st and 20. Also, Hartman gave a little pump fake like that was gonna work on anybody. Oh my God. This is so bad. Shotgun for Hartman. Takes the snap. Steps up in the pocket, nothing there, and he's sacked. So right when Craig Reynolds made this drive look like it was going somewhere, you get a holding penalty, which makes you run it with Robert Henry Jr. Can they hear that? Can you guys hear the studio next to us, our Saints channel? It's just going nuts. 3rd and 27. Hartman will just check it down to Reynolds, and he'll throw a man to the ground on a stiff arm, but then he goes out of bounds. At least somebody wants to be here tonight. Craig Reynolds, you are a Washington Commander. You are winning my heart tonight, Craig.
Look, man. Might be the winners and losers list. Just one player card. Craig Reynolds.
Craig Reynolds. You are tonight's winner. Everybody else is a loser. Good night. All right, now we have to get to 8. Just talk about Craig Reynolds for 8 minutes. I could do that, right? Probably could. Do a list 10 of my favorite things about Craig Reynolds. Tell you what, man, I think Craig Reynolds is playing his way onto the 53-man roster. I know he's playing against backups, but he looks like he wants to be out there. He's showing good vision. He's showing a really good stiff arm. And Robert Henry Jr. these last 2 weeks just hasn't shown really anything. The only thing he's shown is a fumble. Had another fumble in joint practice this week against the Ravens. I think at this point, you start the year with Craig Reynolds as your 4th running back on the roster, and then when McNichols gets back, you put him back on the 53. I think that's the plan. Go into the year with Bill, Rashad White, and Katron Allen as your top 3 backs. You have Reynolds on there for as long as McNichols is out. And when McNichols gets back, depending on how Reynolds is doing, if he's getting any time, you can put McNichols back on the roster and waive Reynolds and try to get him back on the practice squad. That's probably the way that I would handle the running back position. Gerald P. says, so confident for week 1. I'm glad somebody is. Nothing would bring more joy to my heart, man, than seeing the Commanders go into Philly and beat them on their turf in week 1. And listen, man, week 1 is the flukiest of all weeks. Anything can happen week 1. Last year, the Raiders went into Foxborough at Gillette Stadium and beat the eventual AFC champion Patriots on the road in week 1. Geno Smith looked great in the season opener last year. So anything can happen in week 1. James Howard says, y'all have a good night. I can't think of the last time I watched a final preseason game this late, but I did it for Jack and Pons. Appreciate you, my man. All right, so after that failure of a drive, the Commanders punted away to start the fourth quarter, and I think did the Ravens touch that? No, they didn't. They'll be downed at the 18-yard line. I don't know, man. I think the Ravens might have touched that football. But the Commanders' defense is coming out. I guess they didn't. First down, Ravens. Up 31 points in the fourth. Heavy formation here for the Ravens, condensed. Multiple tight ends out there. Austin Reed will take the snap and hand the ball off to Ward. And he's going to, oh, never mind. He breaks through. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a touchdown. Unless Carlin Viggers can catch him, and he can, but a huge gain for number 36 of the Ravens. That would be Dante McMillan, a rookie out of Eastern Michigan with a huge gain. No run defense to speak of whatsoever. Terrible pursuit angle by Knight. Just absolutely terrible. All the way down. Guess what, guys? I told you. Wasn't going to take them long. They're back in the Prize Picks red zone. Download the Prize Picks app today. Play your first $5 lineup. Use code HMA. If you win that lineup, you get $150 in additional lineups. Stoppage of play. I think the Ravens called a timeout. Shout out to Carlin Viggers for hustling to make that tackle. Could have easily gave up on the play and just let him score. Pistol formation, condensed from the 19. Reed cans the play at the line. Now there's a botched snap. And I think Baltimore got on top of it. They did, for a loss of 1. Second botched snap of the night for Baltimore. Shotgun here, 3 receiver set with a stack out to the left for Reed on 2nd and 11. He takes the snap. He's looking. Pressure getting in. Now he rolls out to the left. He's got time now. Settles his feet. Throws to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown Ravens. Are you freaking kidding me? Just no resistance at all. They're just driving right down our throats. Every drive, it feels like. And then on offense, can barely get any first downs. I think we only have 2 first downs in this game that aren't because of penalties. It's an absolute joke. There's no pride. We still have 13 minutes left to go in this game. Time for my overreaction Saturday take right now, Ponzi. Fire Dan Quinn right now. It's obviously an overreaction, but like, this game looks bad on a head coach. Even if it's preseason, even if you're only playing your 3rd and 4th string guys, the lack of effort, the lack of resistance, the lack of want to from most of the players on this team not named Craig Reynolds. It's embarrassing. It's like, I thought Dan Quinn was supposed to be the culture guy. I thought Dan Quinn was supposed to be the guy that everyone wants to play for and everyone wants to run through a wall for and everyone's going to give 100% effort for. Not seeing it today. And I don't want to feel this bad about Dan Quinn heading into the season based on a preseason performance, But, like, it's not just about the play, guys. It's about the effort that's out there. It's about how the game is unfolding. That's culture right there.
Another thing. This looks bad on Adam Peters because a lot of these guys that are out there, late round guys. And it's like, I had this point at halftime. How many picks? I mean, Luke McCaffrey was playing into the third quarter tonight. How many picks has Adam Peters had besides Jaden Daniels where he has picked a above replacement level player?
It's not many. Let's just go through because we got nothing else better to do.
But that's exactly what I did at halftime.
We're gonna go through.
We're going through it again.
Yeah. So you got the list?
Yeah.
All right. So outside of Jaden Daniels, which by the way, that number 2 pick was given to him.
The
all right?
one pick
and like that was a decision that he couldn't have messed up. Like it was either Drake May or Jaden Daniels. So he doesn't get credit for getting that one right. All right. So outside of that, let's go through the list.
So you got pulling up. Drazon Newton.
Newton, terrible, straight up bust at this point.
We're going by above replacement level. I think that's what we should do. We'll pull up the list. I had it up. Mike Sanders-Show.
Mike Sanders-Show, I feel better about him heading into this season than in years past. He's had a really good camp. He's a question mark, though, at best.
I think he's just replacement level.
He is question mark at best at this point in his career.
Yep. Ben Sinnott.
X.
Brandon Coleman.
Question mark, but leaning towards X. Kicks away. It's going to be a touchback. Commanders will take over at the 35.
Luke McCaffrey.
X. He's going to get cut.
So out of their first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 picks that were all in the top 100.
Only one of them is a bona fide good pick, and maybe 2 of them work out. And even if Coleman plays well this year, he's going to get traded next offseason because Tunsil's coming back.
Then they're late round guys. Jordan McGee. No.
Nope.
Dominique Hampton. Don't even think he's on the team anymore.
Nope.
Javonte Jean-Baptiste.
For a late round pick, that one's fine, but like he barely plays. Under center for Hartman, Craig Reynolds, not a lot of room there, picks up a yard.
Now we go to the 2025 draft.
Now we go to last year,
where they had 5 picks. Josh Connerly.
Not great so far, question mark at best.
Trey Amos
showed some good things last year, trending in the green check mark direction, but question mark still.
Jalen Lane.
Question mark, but and if he turns into a good return man, like it's kind of worth it, but leaning towards X.
Kane Majano.
X.
Ja'Cory Krosky-Mary. I made the argument that
Bill is maybe his best draft pick of his tenure here. Besides Jaden, obviously, but that one was given to him.
Exactly.
And he got lucky with Bill, frankly.
And the whole thing is...
By the way, short completion, going to be close to a first down. It'll be 3rd down and 2 coming up.
The point I was making, too, is that from the 49ers side that he comes from, they're not really that good at drafting.
No, they're not.
And his whole thing was he was going to try to do the Laremy Tunsil was his Trent Williams trade.
Mm.
And, like, you're giving up draft capital, man.
Shotgun here for Hartman, 3rd down and 2. See if we can get a first down. They're not going to run it. Why not? Craig Reynolds gives you the best chance. He's going to throw it down the field. He's got an open Nick Nash, and he overthrew him. Oh, my gosh. Can we show Sam Hartman's stats, by the way?
Yeah.
Holy crap, bro. He had a wide open Nick Nash, and he overthrew him by 5 yards.
Like,
and he has the audacity to wear a visor as a quarterback.
Dude.
Somebody ripped that visor off his helmet and say you can get this back when you can complete a wide open corner route. 50% completions against the 4th-team Ravens defense? Are you kidding me? It'd be one thing if most of those incompletions were drops, but they're not. Kicks away to the 5, and good coverage here by the Commanders. It's taken down short of the 10, But long field for Baltimore. I'm sure they'll be in the Prize Picks red zone in no time. Continue on with the list, Ponzi. So we have Bill Krosky Merritt.
And that was the draft from these last two. Not 2026, because we haven't even seen them. So,
and we can't grade.
And he had 6 picks in the top 100 in his first class.
Yeah,
because he traded out.
By the way, he traded the pick that the Eagles used on Cooper DeJean and then later picked Mike Samerstill. We could add Cooper DeJean and said we gave him to one of our arch rivals. It's one of the best corners in the football right now. We have Mike Samerstill, who's like, I think he could be a solid CB2 in this league someday. But like that's almost just as bad as passing up on Gonzalez, in my opinion. When you could have had Cooper DeJean in the second round, and you trade down with a division rival and give them one of the best corners in football. That's a joke.
Yep. And the thing is, like I said, it's not like we were good at drafting beforehand.
Yeah, Ron Rivera and crew were just awful, but it's not like Peters has been like this giant upgrade. Like, even Ron Rivera wouldn't have messed up drafting Jaden Daniels.
Yeah. And, like, even then, you could argue.
And then some of the additions they've made in free agency.
Yeah.
Javon Kinlaw, giving him as much money as they did. He cannot defend the run to save his life. Trading for Marshawn Lattimore. Like, we have, like, I hate to be having this conversation before the season even begins, because if Jaden balls out this year, like, and if Durante Jones's defense can elevate this group the way I think it can, like this, I think this Commanders team can be a very serviceable football team this year. They're not going to win the Super Bowl this year, probably, unless Jaden is like the best quarterback in the game, which is not impossible, but it's a long shot. But like, it's just like Adam Peters, he's in the conversation for worst GM in the league since he got the job.
Like,
he is.
And, like, you can't defend any of the picks because basically all he's done is ridden Jaden Daniels' coattails.
Yes.
That's it. And he's failed to address the offensive line in the interior with the center position.
Yes, like it was the most glaring weakness of all time this offseason, and they still haven't addressed it. New drive here for Baltimore. Austin Reed will hand this off to Ward, and he will pick up about 5 yards. Actually, no, this is not Ward. This is 34. This is like their 7th-string running back, guys. It's like, is this guy even on their freaking roster here? On my roster? He's not. Oh, never mind. He is. Elijah Tolliver is now in the game. Rookie out of Michigan State. Like, I don't know, man. This is another 5-win season. If I'm Josh Harris, I'm firing everybody. I'm firing Peters after just 3 years as a GM. I'm firing Dan Quinn, bringing in somebody that can pair with Jaden Daniels. Handoff here to Tolliver, and good push from the Commanders. Run defense. They'll get a TFL. 3rd down coming up.
Like, it's just more one of those things, too, where it's like, I like Dan Quinn as a person, as a coach. This has always been his problem. Is that sometimes his message is rah-rah. If it gets through, it gets through, and you can rally around him. But if you're having a losing season, it's really hard to fall apart. Or really easy to fall apart.
Shotgun here for Reed on 3rd and 6. He'll throw, and it hits Tolliver right in the throat, but he's going to drop it. Threw it with so much anticipation that it caught the guy off guard. It'll be incomplete. Ravens will have to punt. Austin Reed, if there's ever anybody that I've seen that looks like he does not belong on an NFL field, it's Austin Reed.
Yeah.
It's undersized like hell, bro. Looks like a high school quarterback out there. Listen, man, I like Dan Quinn as a guy, as a culture builder. I think the players love playing for him, but there's pressure on him this year. He's absolutely on the hot seat. Because, like, here's the thing. It's not like they've been hampered by, like, a terrible cap situation or something like that. They've had hundreds of millions of dollars to spend in free agency these last 2 off seasons, and they've barely spent any of it, except for $15 million a year for Javon Kinlaw, for a bunch of money on Marshawn Lattimore, for a bunch of these players that didn't work out.
There was a quote about Adam Peters, not Adam Peters. Why am I blanking
Dan
on
Quinn?
No, owner.
Josh Harris.
Yeah, Josh Harris from Ben Johnson when he was interviewing, seeing that it was like a bunch of basketball guys thinking they know things about football.
Yep. Well, Bob Myers is the former Golden State Warriors GM, is like one of the most influential voices in the building.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know shit about football.
And it's like, I understand there's a point of like, okay, well, we need to save this cap eventually for Jaden Daniels. But like, do you really? Do you really? Like,
and it's like the closer we get to the season, the more it seems like this team is already beginning to unravel.
And like, I hate to say this because, like, you know, you did sign Stephon Diggs, you did, but it took you too long. You're doing these things, and it's like, you clearly, like, I'm sorry, guys. You could say whatever it was. The Commanders were clearly in on Brandon Ayuk. And then Brandon Ayuk messed it up for himself.
Yep.
And then they pivoted to Stephon Diggs. That is poor football management right there, of the fact that you pivoted to Stephon Diggs.
Yep. The original plan was to sign Brandon Ayuk. Just think about that for a second. The original plan was for them to sign Brandon Ayuk eventually. That was the original plan to address wide receiver 2. Now, I'm glad that the pivot that they ended up pivoting to ends up being a better option. But honestly, the Commanders may have dodged a major bullet.
And they barely did it.
And it's like, you can't credit Adam Peters and Dan Quinn for doing it, other than making the decision to get off of Ayuk after the social media stuff. It would have been even worse if even after the social media stuff they would have signed him. But and now PH puts in a pretty daunting question. He says, why would JD5 actually sign with us? Well, first of all, if we make him the highest paid quarterback in the history of football, which would set him up and his family up for generations. Because at that point, it's going to be what, $70 million a season?
Well,
it might be next offseason, though, so maybe it's less than 70.
Yeah,
but it'll be 65 plus.
I hate to bring this up, Sperry.
And Jaden's mom, is going to be
exactly
a burly-ass negotiator.
And, like, does that force the Commanders' hand? If the Commanders don't budge.
If the Commanders end up trading Jaden Daniels, fire everybody. Burn the stadium down. Burn everything.
Burn the new stadium down.
Yeah, burn the new stadium down. Start fresh with a new owner. Now they're going to hand off here, 2nd down and 2 for the Commanders. Robert Henry Jr., a nice run there, running through some Ravens defenders. Gets past midfield. Robert Henry trying to fight his way onto the 53-man.
Like, it's just, you know, you have these conversations, and it's like, yes, we made the NFC Championship in the first year. We haven't done anything to build off of that.
Nothing. Brought in a cooked Deebo Samuel last year.
Gave up draft capital, even though
gave up draft capital to do it. Under center, handoff from Hartman to Henry. Honestly, Ponzi, the run game in the second half has been pretty solid. Henry's had some nice runs. Reynolds had some nice runs. It's just when they get holding penalties and they have to start throwing the ball is when the issues start arising. I don't know, man. I want to believe in DQ. I love his energy and his enthusiasm, but
he took a real chance this year.
Like, they've been here 3 years, and we're still talking about this roster being, on paper, one of the worst rosters in the entire NFL. Handoff here to Robert Henry on 2nd down and 6. He gains 2.
And it's also, like, not only are we basically saying it's up to Jaden Daniels throughout the entirety of basically his time here. It's been up to Jaden Daniels to elevate this roster. Yes, good quarterbacks do that. But like, why are you surrounding him with terrible
Especially when
talent?
he's on a rookie contract. This is supposed to be the time where you're loading up and having one of the best rosters in football around your rookie quarterback. It's just unacceptable that year in and year out, we're talking about this team and we're saying if they're going to do anything of note, Jaden Daniels has to play at an MVP level, which he did in his rookie season. Like, that's the standard to do anything? When we have a star, potentially future superstar quarterback on a rookie contract, we're not really paying our quarterback anything? Our roster still looks like this? That's GM. That's head coach. That's the vision in the front office and in the head coaching chair. And hopefully Jaden can once again bail these suckers out. Now Hartman on 4th and 2, pressure up the middle, gets sacked, Ravens football. What a joke.
Yeah.
Tony says the team will finish last this year. It's a possibility. It's within that realm of possibility, Tony. Because if the offensive line is terrible, if Jaden Daniels gets hurt or struggles, the defense doesn't live up to the billing. Like, I don't have high expectations for the Giants. The Giants would be better than that Commanders team. But if the Commanders can find an offensive line that can be serviceable, if Jaden Daniels plays very well in this new offense, Stephon Diggs, Terry McLaurin play very well as the best wide receiver duo Jaden's ever had. Bill Krosky-Merritt breaks out. This Brian Flores defense that Durante Jones is bringing in can help elevate the defensive roster. Like, this could be a serviceable football team. Maybe even get second place in the division this year. I think the chances of them winning the division are pretty low, but like, this could be a team that sneaks into a wild card spot again this year. Why not? They could if everything goes right. Under center here for Reed after a 5-yard gain on first. Takes the snap, hands it off to the running back, breaks one tackle, and he'll pick up about 2 yards. Price Outdoors. You want to guess what the Commanders are on third downs in this game, Ponzi? They're 0 for 11. 0 for 11. Ay, guys. I can't believe I feel this bad coming out of a preseason game because it's quote-unquote just preseason. Like, this just takes a whole nother level. Now, pressure up the middle. Reed escapes it to the right, throws on the run, and dirts it. Incomplete. Austin Reed is so bad, guys. He's like a Sam Hartman level bad quarterback, man. Sounds good, Ponzi. Ugh. And I'll say this, Ponzi. Let's say you start this season 0-6 and going into the bye. Would not be shocked if this team fires Dan Quinn. And 0-6 is not completely out of the question. By the way, punts away, fair caught at the 12. Because like we talked about, first 6 games, Eagles on the road, probably a loss. Then the Cowboys on the road, probably a loss. Seahawks at home, probably a loss. Indianapolis, maybe a win. It's your home. Giants at home, probably a competitive game. And then you get San Francisco on the road, week 6. If you lose Colts, Giants, and 49ers, if you lose that 3-game stretch, you should fire Dan Quinn. You got to win at least one of those games, man. Under center for Hartman, hands it off to Henry, trying to break some tackles because the blocking can't hold up, and he loses a yard. Oh, our post-game show should just be Fire Dan Quinn, question mark? Shotgun here for Hartman. 2nd down and 10. Takes the snap, looking left. Now throws middle. Caught. Be a gain of 7 or 8. Sad that that's one of Hartman's best throws and reps of the night. That's sad. But no matter how bad the Commanders are this year, or how good, hopefully, they are this year, we'll be here covering every single thing that the Commanders do this season. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button for daily coverage. Going to keep it honest with you guys. If it looks bad, we're going to tell you. Handoff here. Pressure in the backfield on 3rd and 2. Did he get there? I think he's just short. Be 4th down and 1. No blocking up front at all. Coming up here, guys, we're going to have my official, roster, or not roster projection, but the schedule or the record prediction, where we're going to go through all 17 games. I'm going to tell you whether I think the Commanders win or lose. I don't know, man. I don't think it's going to be above 9 games. Now, quick throw here on 1st down. They did move the change. Jaden Bradley's going to pick up another 1st down. Sam Hartman starting to come alive a little bit here at the end of the 4th. Users asking me, Jack, what's your preferred offensive line to start week 1? Right now, it's Brandon Coleman at left tackle, Chris Paul at left guard, Graham Glasgow, go sign him tonight, Adam Peters, at center, Sam Cosmi at right guard, Josh Carnley Jr. at right tackle. Obviously, there's question marks there, but that gives you the best chance to have a serviceable offensive line this year. Quick throw from Hartman. Receiver's going to make a guy miss and pick up about 8 or 9. Solid pickup there. I think tonight is a Taco Bell night, Ponzi. We're graduating from McDonald's postgame to Taco Bell postgame. Yeah, you got a busy Saturday coming up, don't you? Hey, $20 super chat from Tony. We'll spin the wheel for you. First time we're spinning the wheel the entire stream. We'll get you up on screen here, Tony. Did they switch? Did they just say screw this Commanders game officially? I think they did. Try to get it up on NFL Plus. It's 2-minute warning right now? Oh yeah, it is 2-minute warning, so let's try to... Don't have a raffle today, so we don't have to worry about that. But before we get out of here, guys, do we have to tell you about our presenting sponsor one last time here, which is America's #1 sports picks app. The regular season is nearly here, and there isn't a better place to cash in on your football takes this year than with our friends at Prize Picks. The app is really easy to use. You just pick more than or less than on a few player stat projections and then lock in your lineup. Unfortunately, our lineup tonight, guys, obviously not working out for us. But it is what it is, and if you guys know more ball than me and Ponzi, you guys could win some money with our friends at Prize Picks this year. Best of all, Prize Picks just switched their offer just in time for football season. All you have to do is play your first $5 lineup with code HMA, and if you win that lineup, you get $150 in additional lineups. Because of this new offer, there's not a better time to join than right now, right before the start of football season, so lock in and win that first lineup today. One more time, that's code HMA at sign up to get $150 in bonus lineups if you win your first $5 lineup. Click the link in the comments and description to download the app today. As always, play responsibly, and a big thank you to Prize Picks for sponsoring us here at the Commanders Report. $20 from Tony. Says, how is it year after year this team struggles? This is a scouting issue, a coaching issue, a GM issue. The Ravens' third string would beat the Commanders' first string. I'm pissed. I don't know about that, Tony. I still have some semblance of hope for this Commanders team because they have Jaden Daniels, who I believe is a future superstar in this league. You're giving him the best wide receiver duo he's ever had in his career. Who knows? Maybe the offensive line does, surprise us. Maybe Bill Krosky-Merritt can break out as a true number one back. And I do think, you look at some of those defensive rosters that Minnesota has had over the years, they've been one of the most productive defenses in the league with, frankly, not the most talented defensive units over the last several years. So I think that Durante Jones's scheme has a chance to elevate this defense as well. So I'm not giving up on the Commanders right now. I still think that this is a team that could potentially be in the hunt to make the playoffs at the end of the year. But, there's a lot of what ifs on this team, a lot of question marks. And I understand why you're pissed. This is an unacceptable performance here. By the way, 2nd down and 1 on the opposite end of the 2-minute warning. Craig Reynolds will pick up a first down. But yeah, man, it's just tonight sucks. No question about it. A plate slap to finish out the show. All right. So at the end, once this game's over, we'll do a plate slap to finish up the show. Shout out to Tony for putting in the 20. Now a handoff up the middle, picks up about 3 yards on first down. I think the Commanders are just saying, let's get out of here, man. All right, Ponzi. It looks like the Commanders are just running it out. Let's just go full screen, slap you, and get out of here. Slap and go. Do you have a plate? Can you grab one of the plates over there? Oh, by the way, you want to know how many passing touchdowns the Commanders have had in 3 preseason games? 0! 0! Unreal. Oh, don't want to do that. All right. Damn, got my fucking eyebrow again. Damn. I just put all my frustration into Adam Peters and Dan Quinn into that slap for you guys. Ow. You good, Pons? Good. All right. That's going to be the end of the game, guys. 41-3 is the final. Ponzi and I are going to work on a winners and losers video. Just a spoiler alert, winners list will be very short. Losers list will be very long. So not a good performance. We'll have our official final roster projection for this team come out tomorrow. And then, of course, we'll react to the initial 53-man roster when it gets released on final cutdown day on Sunday. So thank you guys so much for all of your support. We will see you guys next time. And until then, hail to the Commanders.